Good afternoon and welcome to the City Oval this afternoon for the preliminary final in the McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League, live between North Ballarat and East-Point. Sam Young, Todd Whelan bring on the action live this afternoon from what is a sunny yet a little bit blustery City Oval this afternoon. Todd, welcome this afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sammy. Yes, while the blue skies overhead are, pretty obvious for those tuning in at home, the breeze is of a different quantity, really. It is blowing left of screen, and we did see Sebastopol come from behind at three-quarter time to get it done and progress to a grand final against Sunbury, so 1 and 2 prevailing there.
Yeah, so the Ballarat through in the reserves, and in the under-19s, it was actually East-Point convincingly victorious over Sunbury to book their place. So it'll be East-Point and Sebastopol in the under-19s grand final next week, along with Sunbury and Sebastopol in the reserves competition. And, well, we were talking off air, Todd, they had some handy inclusions in the under-19s, did East-Point, and just shows the calibre of talent they have across the board.
Yeah, well, so there was some speculation in the preview, given their eligibility to come back and play for East-Point today. So a quandary avoided by East-Point coach Jackson Merritt, and rightfully giving kudos and the respect and backing in the players that have got it done, that have essentially, in their previous 3 games, defeated North Ballarat, who finished 4th, Sebastopol 3rd, and Melton 1st.
Yeah, they only managed to make the one change to Jackson Merritt. He's bringing in Charleston for Drew Murphy, so that's the one change there. Whilst for North Ballarat, well, they got access to one of their own Talent League players in Charlie Dabrin, and in comes Arts, and the big one is Leonard, comes into the lineup as well, which gives some real grunt in the midfield. Outs are McGigan, Huff, and while the big one was the story broke midweek on Wednesday night on the presser, Stu Cranberry out this afternoon for North Ballarat.
Yeah, very interesting interview had with North Ballarat coach Brendan McCartney during the week. It seemed everybody got a clip except Devils coach Dan Jordan on the way through ahead of this do-or-die preliminary final. But Macca, very confident today, referred to last Sunday's first semi-final as an old-fashioned 80s game of football that was quite predictable by narrative from a coaching perspective. Very little change from both coaches aside of their regular rotations throughout the afternoon. So McCartney said you'll see Straw Camry next week in the grand final.
Last time these two sides met was back in round 18, and was, as you alluded to, Todd, East-Point were able to come from behind at three-quarter time and win that one 8 goals, 14-62 to defeat North Ballarat 7-11-53, one of their only 2 losses at Mars Stadium in season 2023. That day did without Matty Johnston, but of course it was led by the forefront of his brother Geordie, who was fantastic in the midfield. Yeah,
he was terrific in both of their home and away wins this year. Again, another little swipe from Macca during the week, referring to their round 18 loss at Mars Stadium as a dead rubber. But at the end of the day, it was again their top-end starting mids, Sammy, that featured in the best players in both round 5 and round 18, Cam McCallum, Jack Riding and Riley Polkinghorn, who by their own standards were seemingly down in the 61-point loss to the Devils in their second semi-final visit to Darley Park last week. Whilst they both finished, well, the 3 of them finished in their 2 losses had previously this year, you would have think a significant contribution from those 3 in the absence of Cramering and Glover in for the first time against East-Point this year will go a long way determining their fate.
Yeah, it's an interesting point you make there about Glover missing both of the home and away games, because he's obviously an A-grade player. We know that plays VFL footy at Collingwood. This afternoon, where is the key to success for him? Jamie Quick looked really good against East-Point last time, kicked 4 goals in the loss. Do you start Glover not as the deepest forward, but maybe a bit higher up the ground? Do you do what he did, what McCartney did last week against Darley, and stay behind the footy, get him involved early? What's your thought process on, I guess, the curious case of Sam Glover?
Well, I've seen Glover play very well here at in the Ballarat Football Netball League. I'd start Glover forward. He's a dynamic left footer, strong overhead, and he gives them a target for a team that doesn't necessarily score highly. Chatting to Brad Whittaker, a veteran of East-Point, who's come into the game with a calf complaint, will take his place. Liam Howard has taken the role on Jamie Quick in those 2 earlier home and aways, and of course he was given best in their in their 16-point win in round 5. But, of course, Jamie Quick got off the leash at their second outing in round 18, albeit a loss, finishing with 4 goals. So Howard for me to Quick and Glover to start forward.
Yeah, and it would be an interesting case because also, I guess the other thing is as well, in that final term in round 18, Howard was getting a bit outdone, and Cam Lovey, the vice-captain, went too quick at the end. So they sort of do have a plan B if things start to go a little bit awry, but particularly with Glover's height of his inside forward 50, they need to give him, I guess, an honorary key defender to the likes of Walsh, and that will keep a close eye on him in the aerial battle, you would think.
Yep, so while there's a lot of comment regarding how good defence need to be to stand up to get a result in finals, at the end of the day, offensively, you needed to get it done on the scoreboard. So get another A-grader forward. Of course, Hobbs missed both of their home and away losses earlier in the year. He could be essentially the go-to man first up at the expense of Glover. Roll Glover forward offensively, very dangerous, good overhead, and can kick a goal with the left boot. Yeah,
you mentioned it well with Ryan Hobbs because he, of course, missed both their encounters, and I think he'll get the matchup deep out of the goal square on young Strawn Robertson, who's been a revelation in the last 3 weeks, Todd. He really burst on the scene around 18. 5 goals in that win over North Ballarat. Back-to-back 3 goals in their finals wins thus far. The youngster can't do no wrong at the minute, and, well, he's been given the respect of the full forward, duties, and it sort of shows a lot of faith that Jackson Merritt has in his young side. 5 players this afternoon listed as under 19s, if you will. They're not afraid to give the kids the chance to stand in the big moments.
Yeah, indeed. He's been very impressive, Robinson. He's had a fair month of football against, 3 of the eventual top 6 opposition. Of course, he kicked 5 of East Point's 8 goals in round 18 to get them over the line and into the finals. And, of course, McDougall and Jeffrey have combined for 20 of their 26 goals in their 2 finals to date. So, yes, again, Robinson, as much as McCartney is not a man-on-man matchups type, it'd be remiss of him or ignorant of him, to use a stronger word, to ignore the potential of the youngster.
No, you definitely can. And one guy to keep an eye on this afternoon, he's had, in patches, a really good final series as far as Liam Canny sort of picked up that role inside in the midfield with the absence of Geordie Johnson. I expect he'll get more time in there, lining up in the centre of the ground as we have players moving the position. The temptation with him is to send him forward when they start on top, Toddy, because he can hit the scoreboard quickly as well. Kicked 5 goals early in the season, round 6 against Redan. He's a real danger to keep an eye on for that back 6 at North Ballarat.
Yeah, well, Johnson was the one constant through the midfield. Dodd and Canny took a while to get into the game, but they did finish strongly. Canny did show his forward craft and had an impact at interleague level in their win over the Hampton League early. So, yeah, I like the youngster, progressive one at that, and he's on the up.
Players moving their positions here live at the City Oval. Ready to go this afternoon for the preliminary final. Todd, a quick tip from you. Who wins this one? Who books their place against Darley in the 2023 Grand Final?
Well, I've been the underdog for the most part of the final series and just tipping East Point in another upset to get it done at City Oval.
Yeah, I'm on the bandwagon as well, Toddy. I reckon the Kangas continue their march to unlikely finals berth a month ago. East Point versus North Ballarat live from the City Oval, and we're off and running with McCallum getting the first knockdown. Coming through there was Arts, the inclusion. He couldn't quite gather hot footy start, Beast or Honeypot, and a bit of an anticlimactic start, in 10 seconds. Ball up just adjacent towards the outer wing.
The Kangas kicking to the scoreboard into the opening term. Ball up, tap one by McCallum. Can they get advantage out of his hit-out ability? Not on this occasion. And we'll keep updating you right throughout the afternoon on their ability to extricate efficiently out of stoppage. But that one, the first, resulting in a stoppage. And again, another on the back of that McCallum tap. And there'll be a restart, attacking side of centre wing, outer side of the ground for North Ballarat.
3 ball ups to start here, the opening quarter. This time Van Meel's able to get a little slap on it forward, but not going anywhere as the ball moves towards more of the centre of the city. A real traditional final start, hot weather, blustery conditions, blowing to the left of screen, favouring North Ballarat. We're looking for the hot start here at the City Oval. McCallum uncontested this time, wins it down towards half forward. Q wrapped up immediately as we've just drifted towards pretty much traditional centre half forward here. Our ball up 65 from goal.
All half forwards and opposing halfbacks and wings all sucked up into the contest. Joining the 4 mids from either side. McCallum's tap only as far as Matty Johnson, hurried kick. Bouncing ball to a vacant outer centre wing. Boundary line will beat Scally and Merritt over the line for a boundary throw-in. So some separation with that opening clearance from Matty Johnson. A ball in to take place. Near half forward out of side of the ground for East Point.
And maybe to our surprise, looks like Howard's gone to Glover first, and looks like young Joe Fraser, Smoking Joe's going to stand next to Quick this afternoon for the first part of the contest. One forward by Van Meal. Quick kick will go inside 50 by East Point. Opportunity for the hot hand last week. McDougall to run onto it. Loveson did well, shoulder to shoulder, got rid of him. Right foot click will kill the defensive 50. Bouncing ball will be a tough one for Loader to come up to meet. Slater on his hammer. Ball bounces out towards centre wing. Loader in front will send it inside 50. Looking towards Quick, who takes the mark. Plays on immediately, does Quick. Looks to go laterally towards the full forward position, but has cut it off in the hole. The loose man in the fence. Mark taken there by Walsh.
Yeah, important intercept grab there from Walsh. Forward of centre. North Ballarat on their day can be very potent. That right foot kick was okay. Mark taken there by Fraser. So seemingly out of trouble momentarily. East Point, they'll go along the line to the outer side. Breeze going to the left of screen. Kick to outer centre wing. No score on the board in the opening few minutes, and there'll be a ball up. Attacking side of centre wing, outer side of the ground for North Ballarat, who are kicking to a 2 or 3 goal blustery Breeze, Sammy.
Confidence boost there for Joe Fraser there. Contested mark, getting one and back. A yes on Quick, if you will. One down there by McCallum. North Ballarat trying to bust their way through. Good tackle applied by Conlon to wrap things up.
So it's about 6 tap-outs to nil in favour of McCallum, and they've had the one real genuine clearance today.
Well, analyse there, Todd, like you work early here at the City Oval. As we're off and running again, usually one down opportunity maybe for East Point to get in and under through Johnston. Handpass the outside, was trying to find Filmer. He couldn't quite gather the right foot kick, slapped up straight in the air. Umpire won't pay the mark. Hot footy be one, bounce between a few players, but the quick kick will come out towards the outside. Sparkman the loose at the other end gathers. Right foot kick will go down the line in the loaded direction, but you can see that Breeze just coming to play a little bit there, Todd. Caught it at the end and sent it out in the full.
Yeah, for a player to gather off half back, pretty much all on his own. It was a poor kick from Sparkman. And just waiting for the ball to be retrieved. Of course, Darley with their feet up this afternoon, a training session this morning at Darley Park. They'll be all tuning in via the Red Onion media stream to the McDonald's Carlton Draft preliminary final unfolding in front of us here at City Oval. Decent crowd in attendance. Whilst those of you tuning in at home, you'd see some absent cars behind the goals. Of course, there's been a petition denying cars to be there, and also behind the coaches' boxes, just giving the coaches a spell from the verbal, I imagine, Sammy.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of, I guess, neutrals in attendance, of course, this afternoon as East Point will go from half back towards true centre wing. Big fly over the top there by Troonbor to ground. Opportunity there for East Point to rush it forward, but well done by North Ballarat, by Polkinghorn to rock things up and knock it over the line. We'll get a ball in front of the North Ballarat coaches' box. No scores as of yet. We've played almost 5 minutes here in the opening term, the first preliminary final in the McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League.
So it'll be McCallum and Van Meal, the underrated Van Meal to contest the ruck duel. McCallum again with the tap, knocked it to his feet. Swarm of players around the football. There'll be a restart and a ball up in front of the North Ballarat coaches box here. Near half forward, outer side of the ground for East Point, who kick into the Breeze in this opening term.
One down by again, McCallum was trying to find Polkinghorn, but been real no clean possession to speak of to start things here. Ball does come free for a second. Riding wraps up his direct opponent in the tackle, and umpire says, give it to me. Low possession game, lots of tackles, contested footy. It's what finals footy is all about here in the McDonald's Ballarat Football League. As we're off and running again with Van Meal winning this one down, knocking it into space. Opportunity maybe for the Kangas to get some separation here with Dodd, but he runs out of real estate as he's walked over the line, and we'll get a ball in 55 metres out from goal.
Yeah, near 6 minutes gone. We've probably seen half a dozen kicks for the game. Yeah, it's been very much in tight. No separation. A lot of players being sort of sucked into the contest at the moment. Boundary throw in. McCallum won that tap. Oh, how about the gather from Riding? That was better than last week. Tumbling kick towards the middle of the ground. Low to the target. Clean bowled him. Ground opportunity here for Glover. Quick hands. Riding push forward. Got the handball received from Glover, but turned it over by hand to Kenny. Lower the eyes. Merritt had to gather it above his shoelaces. Could have been held. The umpire said no. Left foot kick out of the congestion from Bromley Lynch. Got to outer centre wing, and they're away with Lamb. Clever little chip over the top, found low to go over to the running Riley. Polkinghorn went tipping to attack to a one-on-one. Quick in the back, and he's got it. Play on goal.
Well called, Toddy, and Jamie Quick's had 2 one-on-ones already with young Joe Fraser, and both times been too strong in the hips and too strong in the marking contest. He gets on the score sheet to kick things off here at the 6.5-minute mark. 1 goal straight, 6 North Ballarat lead. East Point yet to score.
I know it's early, but given the blustery nature and the hit-outs to advantage, or the hit-out numbers that we're seeing from McCallum, you could just imagine just a matter of time before they get some weight of possession, maybe a loose behind the ball for East Point.
Yeah, it looks like they've already started that way with Walsh as the loose, and at the other end's been Nash and Sparkman sort of taking that role. So happy to roll the dice at either end as we're back underway here at the City Oval, and again, back to that contested footy staff. We'll get another ball up to restart in the heart of the ground. Yeah,
both wingers coming straight off their respective places to have an impact here. So 8 mids becomes 12 essentially, validating the no space as Riley Polkinghorn is bailed up, and there'll be a restart right in the middle of the ground.
Yeah, you can throw a blanket on it, as you said, Todd, about 24 players in the middle of the City Oval. Taylor extracts, but was wrapped up immediately there by Bromley Lynch, arguably being North Ballarat's best in the home and away final series. We're back underway again. Big fly early by Van Meel, but decisively down by McCallum. Carey held it out. Umpire wave play on. No, he didn't. He's going to pick out the free kick. And it is going to get the way of North Ballarat. They have an opportunity here through Carey. A defensive side of the centre ground with a long thumping kick go inside 50. Glover the direct target. Gets out the back. This will favour Quick with his leg speed. Fraser rushing back to find Howard by hand. Looks to come broadcast side with a right foot kick. Troon got in the way. Made the spoil. Opportunity here. Ground level for Glover. Hands free. Copped up to Taylor. Right foot kick will clear defensive 50. Only for the moment as Polkinghorn's brought to the turf. And umpire will say ball up. 60 from goal on the broadcast side.
It'll be interesting to see how North Ballarat use the footy by foot going forward. Ball up. Thump by McCallum was hopeful rather than anything else. Got it to the attacking 50, and there'll be a restart. So it's about 9 hit-outs to 0. Hit-outs to advantage about 1 in favour of North Ballarat, but some marginal metres gained from the big fella. There's the ball up. We'll give that one to Van Meel. This one went to Leonard. His first genuine touch. Left foot kick meant for Quick. Knocked over the line by Howard to the safety of the boundary line. Over the line, throw in 25 metres around from the North Ballarat goal, who lead by 6 points. 9 minutes gone here. City Oval preliminary final.
It is about a couple of goal breeze blowing to the left of screen. As Loader doing the ruck work, won it down this time. Queensland couldn't quite get it. The Lover's kick was smothered. It came back to Taylor, though. He'll come out D50 looking for the broadcast side, and Wilson spills at the back. McCallum couldn't quite get down, and Wilson did. He gathered. Going off the deck there was clever by North Ballarat's favour, Nash. Lovic will be wrapped up on the defensive side of the centre wing. Romy Lynch doing the tackling. Again, it's a real scrappy sort of affair. Almost culminates what would you think for wet conditions this afternoon. Is the nature of the intensity of this finals footy action.
North on top, though, not just on the scoreboard, but they only lead by 6 points as East Point endeavour to hold off North Ballarat into this tricky breeze. But possessions, or weight off, clearly favouring Brendan McCartney's men. Near 10 minutes gone in this opening term. The throw in sort of drifted off to the right and defied the blustery condition. Shark by Troon. High up and under kick towards the attacking 50. Walsh went the thump. Umpires picked out a free kick here. It's going to go North Ballarat's way. It's going to go to Loader. And he can load up from outside 50 here and send North Ballarat into attack.
Not sure he has the journey, so he lowers the eyes and goes to full forward. It's a beautiful pass, and in the leading lane, Glover takes the mark. Opportunity for him to line up pretty much directly in front from about 30 metres out for the first time today to make it 2 for a hot start for North Ballarat. In the hands of the right man in their eyes, the man that missed both encounters against East Point in the home and away season, Sam Glover.
There's some real worry for East Point early. They've hardly touched the footy. I reckon they've had less than 20 disposals in 10 minutes. North Ballarat well on top here.
So Glover starts his approach, shooting about 30 metres out. Comes in with the kick. Goal umpire does a merry dance, but sees it over the top. It's a goal. North Ballarat have 2. That's 2 straight 12, leading East Point, as you said, Todd, yet to score and yet to really have any of the footy.
Yeah, indeed. Good start for Brendan McCartney's men. The margin in the game, while reflective of the blustery conditions favouring North Ballarat's end. There just is seemingly more worrying signs for East Point, and none more so in the ruck with weight of possession for the big fella McCallum, who's well on top against Van Meel.
That first use is getting the ball rolling for North Ballarat. Again, he unopposed and wins it down. Taylor, though, first to react, gets the hands free. Opportunity for Johnston through traffic. Just dumps it towards True centre half forward with the bouncing ball. At the back, numbers favour Loverson, who knocks down the Polkinghorn with clear D50. Into the middle of the ground. Loader couldn't mark. Ball in dispute. Opportunity here for North Ballarat at ground level. Handball off to Leonard. Go inside 50 with the left foot kick. Loader, one hand, couldn't hang on with the mark. Quick at ground level, always dangerous. Maybe held without it. Umpire says no. Loader picks it up, brought to ground in the tackle. An opportunity for North Ballarat to lock it inside forward 50, left of screen. They lead by 12 points midway through the opening term.
They're going to need more than Matty Johnson between the arcs this afternoon. East Point, just a couple of touches, couple of clearance and a forward pressure effort on a rare occasion in their front half to date. Ball up, tap one by Van Meel, only as far as Polkinghorn, who had a touch of the fumbles, allowed Johnson to come in and deny Polkinghorn another opportunity to extricate by hand. There'll be a ball up, 51 metres out from the North Ballarat goal.
Big fly this time by Loverson, the winner down. Taken away by East Point with a scrubby kick towards the boundary line, the outside. Umpire will have a decision to make, but as we've seen for the majority in the final series this year in McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League, we'll get a throw in and no pins, I guess, for insufficient and deliberate out of bounds, whatever you want to call it these days, in between half forward, centre wing on the outer side of the ground, attacking in the ground for North Ballarat.
Van Meel and Loverson to contest this ruck duel. Van Meel defensive side should favour him, but somehow Loverson got a tap on it. Swarm of players at ground level. Somehow Lamb extricates by foot, went wide, and Riding took an ice mark on the chest, just inside the boundary line. Waste no time to square the footy. Was well read off the boot, meant for Glover. Cut off by Howard, and East Point will get out of trouble.
Although the kick's not a great one, Nash, best position, probably should have marked it in the end and slipped through his grasp on how to play it goes. This is what you want to see, though, for East Point there. When that mark was taken in defence by Howard, Todd, I was waiting for the little chiselling ball to the likes of Gangley, the likes of Lovick. Those real ball winners of half-back have been unsighted thus far with their lack of weighted possession.
Indeed. Yeah, there's plenty of East Point players who haven't touched it yet. Boundary throw in. Tap one by Van Meel. Knocked it to his feet. Riley Polkinghorn bailed up. And there'll be a ball up on half forward outer side of the ground. 14 minutes gone, opening term here. McDonald's Carlton draft. Preliminary final. North Ballarat 2 goals straight, 12 lead. East Point no score.
Loveson again wins it down, going nowhere though. Big tackle applied there by, looks like it's Taylor in and under doing the work for East Point. As we'll wait for the umpire to give us a restart here at the beautiful City Oval. Van Meel this time knocks a boundary side, the defensive side. Polkinghorn overran it for North Ballarat. Handball it back towards Q. Very close to the boundary line. Almost tried to try it out of bounds. Umpire says before it crossed the line, we'll get a ball up.
One thing East Point do have in their favour is their danger forward. So, whilst for all of North Ballarat's dominance, they only trailed by 2 goals. And doesn't your heart rate go up when they go inside 50, East Point? They've only done it twice in the opening 15 minutes here this afternoon. Of course, no score to date. North Ballarat 2 straight through the big guns Glover and Quick. There'll be a throw in here. Going predominantly in North Ballarat's front half. They kick with the breeze. Tap one by Loverson. Quick hands from Leonard. They missed him last week. High up and under kick from Carey. Inside 50. Spoil. Fell into the hands of Walsh. He was forced to go by foot. Overcooked it. No support. Couldn't extricate by hand. Just threw it on the boot. Kicked it out of bounds on the full. And McCartan will bring the ball back into play for North Ballarat.
So McCartan from about 65 is able to play on and dump it to the hot spot. Opportunity for Glover maybe. Numbers favour East Point in the air and Walsh. He got hands to it. Couldn't take the grab. Howard at ground level gives it off there to Filmer. Puts on the afterburns with the right foot kick, trying to find Robertson working high up the ground. He's trying to get involved like many of his teammates. Jeffries gathers, dumps the kick out of the fence, but Hobbs, waiting on centre wing unopposed, takes the mark. So the veteran with it, defensive side of centre wing. Short pass, just the required 15, finds Bromley Lynch. He looks to go inboard, while played there by Lovick. Got a hand in there, Dodd. Nice ball to Taylor, back to Lovick. Dumps it to a vacant forward 50. Bounces inside 50, nobody home. All North Ballarat. Carey getting back. Has to think his way through. Goes by hand towards Hobbs. Nice chiseling ball out towards the broadcast side. And Nash will take the mark in between centre wing and half back.
So Nash a chance to rebound with a squaring kick. Went lateral to true centre half back. The mark taken there by Sparkman, who continues that general direction to Carey on half back, who had 20 disposals last week against the Devils. 19 of those kicks. Away goes McCarlton on the back of the handball received. Glover went to the back of Howard, but Howard was up to the task with a fist. Got it into the hands of Walsh. Back to Howard, who started well, but his left foot kick let him down. Mark dropped there by Loverson, but they had numbers through Bromley Lynch, who went by hand, kick forward. And the mark's been cut off there by Fraser, about 20 metres away from the North Ballarat goal, who was showing some resistance. The Kangas defence holding up despite weighted possession in North Ballarat's half. They lead 12, East-Point no score.
Fraser high ball towards the outer side. Arriving late was Charleston, couldn't make an impact. Ball at ground level was locked up about 60 from goal, and we will get a ball up just outside 50. So an opportunity here for North Ballarat to continue to hold the footy in their half. It's been impenetrable at the minute. Plenty of players behind the footy as well. Merritt with the quick hands, opportunity for Taylor. Spearing pass at the feet of McDougall. Just didn't quite make the distance. We made it hard for the big fella to pick it up at ground level. McCartney able to gather. Ball trickles out of play. And we'll get a boundary throw on virtually opposite from our broadcast position. Pretty much on true centre wing on the outside of the ground from us.
Does resemble the start of the Redan North Ballarat game. Another sort of arm wrestle of sorts. Sort of being a little bit influenced by the blustery nature, but otherwise underwhelming. Boundary throw in. McCullum will give that tap to he. Soccer went about 15 metres there from Carey. Couldn't negotiate through traffic. Umpires picked out a free kick here. It's going to go the way of North Ballarat. It's going to go to Fletcher Loader with ball in hand on outer centre wing.
Loader goes inside 50 with the kick. Looking for Glover at the back. Walsh from the front, brought to the ground level. Fraser just slapped it to space, and the numbers are with the Kangas. Walsh just dumps it out of the fence, but won't favour Jeffries with the kick. McCartan arrived late, couldn't take the mark. Polkinghorn had his head ripped off, but Robinson coming in. Free kick to Riley. Polkinghorn right on 50 on a 45-degree angle. Looks to go immediately. Opens up the angle, thumps the kick towards goal, and thumps it all the way home! North Ballarat have 3 for the afternoon. 3 straight, if you will. 18 lead East-Point yet to score.
And those goal scorers, Glover, Quick, and Riley Polkinghorn, 3 of the big guns for North Ballarat. I know they're getting some isolation with Glover and Quick forward, but given the blustery nature, when the ball goes to ground, they've just they've had no smalls at ground level, and East-Point have been able to get their way out of trouble, but the wall was up, and Polkinghorn on the resultant free kick finished off well.
Once again, McCallum decisively down. Troon coming off centre wing. It was wrapped up immediately in the middle of the city oval, so second ball up to restart. About to tick into time on here in the opening term, live in the preliminary final at the city oval. McCallum again to Polkinghorn, the last goal kicker. Had his pocket picked there by Merritt, who dumps it inside 50, and the mark is taken by Sparkman. Looks to reload down the middle with a thumping kick. Looking for Loader maybe. Ball spills at the back. Glover first to react, is brought to ground as numbers favour East-Point. Howard, slight fumble. Gangley dumps it down the middle. Again, Sparkman, the loose man, gathers. Goes out towards the outside. Nice pass. And Lamb able to go to work. Sweeping hand pass will find a teammate. Carey gave this one off as they go lower their eyes in the pocket trying to find Quinlan. The kick was poor. Now to score of the line there is East-Point as we'll get a ball in about 40 metres out from goal.
Sparkman had a couple of possessions there by foot. His first one was on the money, off half-back, straight down the corridor to half-forward. While it didn't come off, it really had the East-Point defence backpedaling. Let's see if they can do some more of that. Ball in, tap one by Van Meal, but North Ballarat got the numbers. Hurry quick across the body. Quinlan had it knocked away from him. Fell into the hands of Quinlan. Pot shot on goal. It's finished off to the right and through for a minor score.
Yeah, the first blemish of the afternoon is 3-1-19. North Ballarat to East-Point still yet to score here in the opening term. Live at the City Oval. We'll get some control from fullback here with Lovick playing on. trying to wobble one out of the fence to the outside. Fisted away there by North Ballarat's defence. Merritt at ground level, able to give it off. Filmer's left foot kick was a dodgy one, only favoured Leonard, who was in front. He's wrapped up immediately, and we'll get another ball up. Just the attacking side of centre wing for North Ballarat here this time on the far side of us from the broadcast position, about 150 metres away.
They're treading water East Point at the moment. Ball up, tap one by Van Meel. Found Merritt, who's been okay with 3 or 4 handballs. Dodd, left foot kick, up and under kick to half forward. McDougall presented, had it knocked away from him. Swarm of players around the football ensured the umpire would come in. Says, I'll have it. There'll be a ball up half forward out of sight of the ground for East Point. We're yet to score. They trail by 19 points. Near 22 minutes gone first term.
Riding with the clearance. We'll just dump it into the middle of the City Oval. Slater left it for his teammate Fraser, who had a problem. He didn't quite want that footy. And now Glover coughed it up by hand, though, this time. Slater makes amends with the hand pass. Opportunity here for Filmer with a left foot kick towards half forward. A dodgy one at best. Opportunity up to me was Tillman. He couldn't quite gather. Did he have the footy? Umpire said play on. And in the end, a ball up is the result in half forward. A real opportunity here for East Point to just, I guess, gain some territory, Todd. First time they're able to lock it really in their half of the ground.
Indeed, a goal here against the run of play would be priceless going into the quarter time break. Ball up. No ruckman could affect a genuine hit out. Again, numbers around the football will require a restart for the umpire. 55 metres away from the East Point goal. They'll be happy to have it as far away from the North Ballarat goal as they have for a moment in this opening term.
As McCallum took out the ruck, but kick was smothered. Johnston took it away. Right foot kick would go into the hot spot. Slips catch. Jeffries got it. Gee, he would have been handy last night for the Aussies, who were absolutely spanked by South Africa. That's a nice catch in the gully, and he'll lie up on a 45-degree angle from about 45 metres out.
Yeah, they've troubled to get much distance from out in that pocket today, but he's a strong man through the core, this young fella Jeffries, and a chance to open East Point's account today.
6 goals in the final series thus far. Not going to get another one with that kick, although Lovic, position A, couldn't take the mark. Riding, waiting down, will clear T50 into the middle once again. Tough one for Gangley to mark. Glover at the back, able to pick his pocket, put the stiff arm out and got away from the whoopie tackler, and now goes inside towards Lamb. End-to-end stuff here for North Ballarat. Troon, left foot kick, wobbles inside forward 50. A bouncing ball should be taken away by Q, who was almost run down from behind. Troon sends it back inside 50 towards Lamb. Hand pass will find Leonard tucked in the pocket. Just keeps it alive in the towards Quick, who tried to go off the deck. Had a fresh airy. East Point with Dodd now. Trying to go towards, looks like it's Conlon. We'll get the right foot kick only as far as Riding. Steps onto his non-preferred side. Bangs it towards the top of the goal square. Numbers with East Point. They bring it down to ground level. Have an opportunity with Johnson to rebound. Right foot kick from Fraser just dumps it into space. More in hope than anything. He wants the line, and he'll get it. And the umpire says, insufficient attempt, no one near it for East Point.
Yeah, for the second time this final series, a deliberate has been paid. So Nash with ball in hand. On half forward, out of side. Sends the ball into attack. Quick blow to the target. Went off hands. Quick tried to keep it in. Was knocked to ground. Carried the ball over. And there'll be a throw in. 35 metres around from the North Ballarat goal. They lead 3-1-19. Tick over 24 and a half minutes gone opening term. East Point no score.
It's been a scrappy start this afternoon, but scoreboard reads all North Ballarat 19-point leaders at the moment. 25 minutes gone, as Todd just alluded to. Knocked down by Van Meel. Johnston. Left foot kick will go towards true centre wing on the outside. Off hands and out of play, and that's a win for East Point. I think Jackson Merritt would take a 19-point quarter-time deficit, Todd. That he pretty much outplayed in all the key categories to start this afternoon here at the City Oval.
Boundary throw in. True centre wing out of side of the ground. Van Meel and McCullen to contest. We'll give that one to Van Meel. Searching tap only went as far as McCartan. Quick hands to Riley Polkinghorn. High up and under kick needed to make a bit more of that. Might have been a bit hard on the midfielder, but you need to just be a little bit more sure with ball in hand and not take these clearances for granted. It's not all about territory, Sammy.
No, you're right, Todd. I mean, it's still a picture-perfect day to, if you're good enough, take your time and maybe even try to laser one through the corridor every now and then, as the ball's been played on the far side for all afternoon thus far. Polkinghorn with the chain of hand passes, works it to half forward. Quick up to meet it, made a contest as the ball be dumped inside 50, touched off the boot, won't be paid, towards full forward at the back, waiting his Glover, gets boots the ball and pops 3 seconds.
Here's something out of nothing for North Ballarat, and a couple of swing and a miss there from the East Point defence, just couldn't find any purchase on the footy, just hit it through for a point, hit it out of bounds or gather. They did have weight of number there, and they've just made a meal of it. East Point, and the scoreboard gets to about what it should be. 4-1-25 North Ballarat, least East Point, no score. 26 and a half minutes gone, opening term.
And it's just North Ballarat just wheeling it forward at all costs, just getting the, you mentioned the clearance there from Polky on minutes ago, but again, just get the footy forward. That seems to be the only option for North Ballarat at the minute, and trying to hit the scoreboard in a hurry as we approach quarter time. Canny in the back, not rewarded by the umpire, and in the end, the ball up in the centre of the ground is the result.
Of course, no Glover featuring in there earlier. 2 meets home or away. He's got 2 opening quarter goals here at the restart. Tapped on there by McCullum. Riding's up and under kick. He's already had half a dozen or so today. Foot race on in earnest. Charleston, he's got 2 to beat. Quinlan to the left, Troon to the right, but the youngster prevailed. A beat by hand to Ganley. Took on Troon and ran away. And then Troon kept running and applied the tackle. Some good pressure there from Quinlan as well, and the outnumber prevailed. Ganley made a meal of that. In the end, it'll be Troon with ball in hand out of centre wing to send North Ballarat back into attack.
So Troon will play on, use that stand rule to his full advantage and dump it inside 50. Looking for Quick at full stretch, couldn't hang on. And at ground level, East Point desperate to lock things up as it spills out for North Ballarat. The silky Glover gets it away with the hand pass inside towards Quick. Snap around the body towards the top of the goal square. It bounces on its point in front of Loader. And in the end, this time negotiated by the East Point defence out of play. Another ball incoming, though. We've played almost 28 minutes. We're about 25 metres out from goal. North Ballarat lead 4 goals, 1-25 to the Kangas yet to score.
Boundary throw in deep in North Ballarat's attack. It'll be Van Meel again to contest the ruck duel against Loader. Front position, Loader could impact. Johnson could. Fired the hand pass out, went boundary side. Meant for Wilson. Happy to dribble it over in the end for a boundary throw in. 35 metres around from the North Ballarat goal. Deep in time on opening term, North Ballarat with the only 4 goals of the game. They lead 4-1-25, East Point no score.
One more lady for North Ballarat, I think, would be a catalyst into what's been almost the perfect opening term for them in the preliminary final. Loader in the ruck, beaten this time by Van Meel, just knocks it towards the boundary line towards Canny. And we get another ball in to restart. Out at ground level, Todd, did feel like it was a pretty strong breeze to the left of screen, but I would have thought 2 to 3 would have been fair.
Yep, good call.
4 goals is overs, if you will. 5 would be dream time for Brendan McCartney's men. As we'll get back underway inside 50, Van Meel works his way to the front to fist this one down. Ricocheted back inside 50. Tough ball to negotiate there. And the umpire on the spot says we'll get another ball up to restart as we've had this contested footy continue this afternoon in the preliminary final of McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League.
Similar to North Ballarat's opening elimination final, a heat map suggesting 95% of the game played on the outer side as McCullum. Hurry kick forward, quick in front. Taking a chest mark in front of Fraser. And we'll go back and have a shot on goal for a chance to kick his second of the afternoon. North Ballarat's 5th. And some separation on the scoreboard. It will extend to either 26 or 31, depending on Quick's accuracy. Here he's kicked 46 for North Ballarat this year. Goal number 47 on the cards. You'd back him in from here. Geelong VFL listed forward. On the up with a shot on goal. So quick, deliberate approach, normally good, makes no mistake, and he's put it through. North Ballarat have got 5 at City Oval. They're 5-1-31. They lead East Point, no score. 30 minutes gone opening term, and East Point really struggling here.
I mean, we've been critical at times of the big man Cam McCallum, but that time just took it out of the ruck, did the work himself, and just rushed it forward, put into a dangerous area with the kick. Forward, doing what forwards do, playing in front, sliding in, and Jamie Quick's too good to not make the most of those opportunities, 9 times out of the 10, and deservedly extends their margin to 31 points here at the City Oval.
Yeah, certainly not doubting McCallum's dominance. It's just the hits to advantage.
One down again, landed the target this time, gets boots the ball. Loader trying to get a hand in there to lock things up. in the end, just rushed it forward, as has been the option all day. Johnston, who always tries his guts out, the captain for East Point, trying to get in, trying to get involved. He's been the only constant thus far for the Kangas in terms of resistance.
Looking forward to seeing if East can have their time in the second term. Can they hold out North Ballarat for another minute or so? McCullum with his own clearance, kick across the body, went forward. Loader presented, ricocheted off his shin. Favoured Ganley, who went with the right boot to outer centre wing. The kick was okay. And the star of last week's first semi, McDougall, played on and went with the right foot kick into the Strawn direction. Loverson right behind him. Kick let all and sundry down, but it found its way over the line for a boundary throw-in. And a rare moment inside 50 for the Kangas in this opening term.
Understatement season, but they do kind of need a goal more or less for momentum here and confidence. East Point been blown off the park in the opening term. I know they'll have the breeze in the next term, but they love one here with a bit of gold dust going into quarter time as Merritt's wrapped up immediately, going nowhere. Look for the likes of him and can he get on the move here to be dangerous at ground level. Even Joe Dodd likes a goal in season 2023. McCullum wins it down, and the siren will beat them and sound as quarter time reads 5 goals, 1-31. That's North Ballarat. East Point still stuck on what they started on 0-0-0 here at the City Oval, Todd.
Yeah, but stick with us via the Red Onion Media Group in this McDonald's Carlton Draft preliminary final. The blustery conditions favouring North Ballarat, the carry with the kick and possession quite prominent here. So you would imagine East Point, given fair weight of possession, will have their opportunities in a second term to come. Beautiful sunny skies overhead, Sammy. So East Point with plenty of work to do, but not out of it.
Is it a 5-goal breeze? We'll find out. We'll take a break here and be back for the second term live from the beautiful City Oval. Welcome back to the City Oval this afternoon for the preliminary final in McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League. Players making their way back into position here. It's a 31-point margin at quarter time. Sam Young, Todd Whelan bringing on the action live this afternoon between North Ballarat and East Point. North had the breeze left the screen to start the opening term. East Point, well, I think the message at quarter time, Todd, would have been pretty simple from Jackson Merritt. Let's wipe that quarter and start again.
Well, indeed. You'll think that they'll have their opportunities just through the weight of that breeze. They're going to get essentially a kick and a half bang for buck for each possession. So you'd want to hope that Merritt's message was to go direct, because North Ballarat weren't the most direct side in that opening term. There was a lot of territory gain, really, more than anything else, rather than structure. But they were well set up and deserved that 31-point lead at the opening change.
Yeah, and a couple of goals in the time on in the opening term for North Ballarat definitely gave some extension on the score sheet. They lead by 31 points here live at the City Oval. McCallum, dominant in the ruck, continues against Van Meel. Van Meel, good follow up their work to ramp up Polkinghorne, and has been the story of the afternoon. The contested football will be a feature as we'll get a secondary ball up to restart here in the opening seconds of the second term.
Given the nature of the breeze, it'll be catch-up football for East Point all afternoon, you'd think. Swarm of players at ground level. There'll be a restart. right in the middle of the ground here at City Oval. Sunny conditions prevailing, albeit then blustery to the left of the screen. We probably guess a 3-goal advantage. Ball up, tap one by Van Meel. Ground ball, chance here for Carey. Bailed up by Toulmin. And laid in. There'll be he did take his place. He was named on an extended bench during the week and took his place.
He was also, of course, named on an extended bench in reserve. So I guess there was a lot of conjecture, and I guess, would he play? Will he play? He is playing this afternoon. Charleston, first real opportunity to get possession. Off there to Conlon. Now Toulmin wrapped up immediately, not going anywhere. He does get it free just in time. Hacked up the deck by Johnston, just fall inside 50. And in the end, a ball in will be the result. No, well, maybe some slight appeals for some insufficient tap. North Ballarat had one go in the way. Won't get it the way this time as we'll get a ball in just inside 50 for East Point.
I wouldn't put past the idea of playing Glover all 4 quarters left of screen.
I like your thinking, Todd, as an opportunity for Johnston again, just to rush it forward by hand. Numbers at the back here with Sparkman. He'll just dump it out of the fence with a high footy. Walsh in best position for East Point. Doesn't elect the fly. Ball spills at the back for Quick. He knocks it towards the boundary line. We'll get a ball in. But you're right, Todd. Get your better players behind the footy against the breeze, I would have thought.
Yeah, not one player right of screen as... Well, a couple of them just fold back now ahead of this boundary throw-in. But North Ballarat pressing up, and their defence, they'll be hard to penetrate. Of course, Darley had a lot of ball last week, but were very efficient with their 14 goals on their 19 shots. So McCartan, left foot kick across the body, found Lamb, who went by hand. Loader, squarey kick towards half forward. Juggling attempt by Glover is spoiled. Fell into the hands of Loby. Now tumbling kick. Now this is the one. Territory one at that. Corridor opportunity. Left-hand hand pass out towards half forward. Shark there by Toulmin, who went back to Merritt. Shot on goal. Ball coming back, staying right, always right, and through for a minor score. So that kick from Loving off halfback didn't waste any time and basically eventuated in a score from Merritt, albeit a minor.
How clean has the outgoing coach been to start this afternoon, Todd? Being probably clearly their best, and a couple involvements there were almost important in East Point getting their first of the afternoon. Their first score, nevertheless, is a behind. They trail by 30 points. North Ballarat had to go long towards the outside through Sparkman. At the front, Walsh unable to mark, fisted back to where it came from. Nash, right foot kick would be dumped towards centre wing. Quick, went with the one hand, didn't mark it this time. Opportunity at ground level, first to react is North Ballarat. McCartan, the chosen target, couldn't quite gather. Canning got one high, free kick going the way of the Kangas. They'll be able to reload from centre wing on the outer side.
Yeah, lucky there, East Point. Not with the free kick, but prevailing with the outnumber. Right foot kick, so he went wide. Territory gain in the end, and there'll be a boundary throw in on the attacking 50 for East Point. So, yeah, at ground level, North Ballarat just getting numbers around the footy, and they've been able to negotiate for the best part of that opening term and in the early moments of this second term.
McCallum wins it down. Again, at ground level, they're good with the clearing kick. Umpire won't pay the markers. Polkinghorne does, just roves it and dumps it to a vacant half. Bouncing ball will favour East Point getting at the back. Opportunity here for Slater. Tucks at the arm, gets away from the Whoopie tackler. Normally good by foot, and is here. Finds the target mark taken by Charleston. Now he's got Toulmin in the corridor if he wants to bite one off. Wants to go more the academic route. The send it long inside 50. Arriving late with Robinson. Crashed the back, brought it down to the front. Numbers again with North Ballarat. McCartan with the hand pass. Off to the quarterback in Nash. He goes inside by hand. Opportunity here for Bromley Lynch to dump it from centre wing. Walsh backing back, didn't take the mark. Loader at ground level, bumped off it. Charleston involved in those red boots. Spun in the tackle, got away just in time to Fraser. And he'll dump it from centre wing. Although nobody home. All North Ballarat behind the footy. McCartan looks to go corridor bound.
And found Troon, defensive side, on half back. Toulmin did everything right for East Point. No one kicked it to him. They really had a chance to open up the corridor, but he's been denied. And ball gets to broadcast centre wing on a rare occasion. And McDougall will wheel onto that right boot, tumbling kick. But it's all North Ballarat, and Nash will take an uncontested mark in front of Robinson and go to the outer side of the ground with a bouncing ball. Art's the only one in the vicinity will gather and go short, and the kick's okay.
Yeah, he finds Leonard, so a couple of the inclusions getting involved this week. He's hit down the lines, well cut off there by Slater. He led Lotus to the footy there and took a strong mark. Lateral ball inboard was dangerous, and he's coughed it up. Umpire said it must have touched the turf, despite the North Ballarat player claiming the mark, and we'll get a ball up. But what I've noticed in this term, North Ballarat happy to sort of possess the footy in their half, something that East Point couldn't do in the opening term, Todd. They're just getting their hands on it more.
Yep, indeed. And East Point every bit predictable thus far, making it quite easy for North Ballarat. And North will get a free kick out of the congestion here, and it's going to go the way of Riley Polkinghorn, who's been influential in the opening quarter and a bit. Near 6 minutes gone. East Point with just the behind with the breeze as Riley Polkinghorn sends the ball forward in the Quinlan direction. No mark taken. Ground ball. Shark there by Fraser. Loose ball get. Shark there by Johnson, and he found Charleston, who was off to the races by hand to Lovig. Right foot kick to half forward. That's better. Now look where the ball is now. It's on half forward. Look left, look right, but he just looks ahead and goes in the McDougall direction and found him. Yep, needle thread there in between three North Ballarat defenders. Excellent kick, and he'll go back and have a shot on goal. And an all-important one, and their first set shot of the afternoon.
Yeah, three really impressive kicks there. The first one from Johnston deep in defence, come laterally inboard to Lovig. Lovig's one's always a beauty. Found Robinson, who was able to lower his eyes to find McDougall. So three good kicks. They need a fourth one to get on the score sheet to start today, Todd.
So McDougall on the back of 6 goals last week, 3 the week before. Here's his first real attempt on goal. Somehow doesn't make the distance, off hands on the last line from Sparkman and through for a rush behind. Their second point of the afternoon. It's taken him the best part of 9 minutes into this second turn to accumulate that. They trail by 29 points. 2 behinds plays North Ballarat 5-1-31.
Sparkman elects to go long to the outer side, has been the option all afternoon. Packer plays form ball, hits the deck. Opportunity at ground level once again for North Ballarat to react first. Low to the man to do so. Ran out of real estate and will get a ball in on the half-back line for the Roosters. 5-1-31 leads 2 behinds here in the opening few moments of the second term, 7.5 minutes played.
Just for 3 or 4 goals kicked to the right of screen all afternoon, obviously including the earlier grades today. Tap one by McCullum. Polkinghorn couldn't impact the contest. Shark here. Chance for Taylor. Right foot kick to the danger spot. Looking there towards Robinson, but Sparkman, who's been good today, took advantage of the +1 as he and Hobbs, with communication, were able to take care of Robinson. Sparkman will send the ball back. Defensive side, outer side of the ground. Hug the boundary line before it went off hands. Over the line for a boundary throw-in. Out of side of the ground. Half forward for East Point.
He's an absolute beauty, Josh Sparkman. Was one of North's best last week. Had close to 30 disposals, I think, from what I read, and continues to have a wonderful season 2023. As McCallum again wins it down. High kick will go just inside 50. Canny, the direct target, bounce out of his hands. Opportunity here, ground level, with a snap coming there from Johnston towards the top of the square. Robinson always has good hands, couldn't hang on this time, and fisted through for another blemish, another minor score, their third of the afternoon for East Point.
Yeah, Robinson getting all the respect from Hobbs. He'll need to be on his medal today, the youngster, given all the experience of Hobbs. East Point still goalless, 3 behinds. North Ballarat 5-1-31. Towering exit kick beyond the defensive 50 was long, but a turnover and a chance here for Fraser to send East Point back into attack with a long kick wide into the pocket. Chuckling attempt at the mark has been paid to McDougall, and he'll go back and have another set shot on goal. And he's looking the only real genuine threat forward in the best part of a quarter and a half of this preliminary final here at City Oval.
He played that well, McDougall, because he was the only one that really hadn't given up on the footy going out there and just went for it, lunged himself and took a nice mark inside 50. Tucked it against the boundary line. Will he go check side? That's where he's shaping. Right for kick on the way. Was always near side as soon as it left the boot. And a minor score, the fourth one of the afternoon for East Point. They trail 4 behinds to 5-1-31 here at the City Oval.
Yeah, just to give those tuning in at home via the Vision, a drop punt would have been suffice there. The breeze would have been every chance at bringing that back. So I was actually thinking, given the check side, that if he did get purchase on it, it was always going to be right and stay right, and that's what eventuated. So it'll be North Ballarat off the hook, a 4th behind for East Point.
And Sparkman again, long and wide to the outer side. Opportunity for Glover, went with the one hand, couldn't take the mark on this occasion. Reacts good at ground level though to get his left foot kick down the line, looking to link up with Quick, or big fly up top by Fraser, didn't touch it. And it'll be a free kick for, I guess, an unrealistic attempt. And an opportunity for Quick to send it from true centre wing, the attacking side of that. has 2 for the afternoon, does quick with the likes of Glover, also on the score sheet with a couple. Polkinghorn, the other goal kicker thus far this afternoon. Jamie Quick, the number 4, will send it into attack for North Ballarat. Keeps it long into towards the pocket. Nice fly mark taken there by Loader just outside 50. Won't have the distance against the breeze. We'll be able to set this one up towards the top of the goal square. That's exactly what he tries to do. Quinlan is the intended target. Not paid the mark. Reacts first to pick the pocket of Charleston. Brought to the turf ball. He's not going to come out. The umpire on the spot says holding the ball.
Yeah, they've already had 4 or 5 inside 50s into the breeze. North Ballarat in the opening 11 minutes of this second term. That's as many, if not more, than East-Point had for the entirety of that opening term. They get out of trouble momentarily to Ganley up against the boundary line. Still inside their defensive 50 East-Point. So he goes along the line. McDougall the target off the hands of Loader over the line for a boundary throw-in. Right in front of the North Ballarat coach's box. The very content coach's box. At this stage, 11 and a half minutes into the second term, it's North Ballarat who lead by 27 points.
Doing it beautifully thus far, Brendan McCartney's man. As this throw will favour Van Meel, basically bounced off his bonnet and went out towards true centre wing, and we'll get a ball in once again. Slightly shallow boundary throwing from the youngster here. We'll get another chance to get it back into neutral territory for the Ruckman to continue their jostle. Ball comes back in. Loverson will take front position this time. Falls at the back towards Van Meel, who missed it. Polkinghorn coming through, went without it. And a big tackle applied there by East-Point will lock things up just adjacent of the centre of the ground.
It's all about bang for buck with the breeze. Just holding on into it, but you've really got to take the game on with it. And East-Point 4 behinds with the breeze. Gee, efficiency in front of goals, everything. Of course, North Ballarat 5-1 with it. East-Point with their opportunity, albeit just 12 and a half minutes in, 4 behinds. Ball up, out of centre wing. Call that even. Dodd being quiet. Quick hands was okay. Scanley sped it before he had it. Bailed up by Lamb. The umpire says, I'll have it. There'll be a ball up. Near centre half back. All for East-Point.
Yeah, you called it well there, Todd, about generating opportunities on goal, and Leonard will go inside 50 with the left foot kick. It'll only favour Filmer, who should be able to go for East-Point off half-back, and keeps it low, trying to clear defence. McCartan in front, able to gather, goes inside to Arts. His right foot kicks in the quick direction, will fly from the back. Couldn't take the mark this time. Waiting at ground level, the right foot kick will go to the heart of the goal square. Wilson, though, the wingman in that traditional role, taking the mark at full back. An opportunity for East-Point to maybe buy the corridors. Ran a long, long way, and in the end, ran 25 metres and will be paid against him.
Yeah, nothing going right for East-Point, really. They're just a bit of a rabble at the moment. They don't know whether to go short, long. They certainly don't know how to open up the ground and switch play to left, right. And again, indecision has cost them a travel here, essentially. And Jamie Quick never far away from...
doing what all good forwards do, just making sure he's close as that one to claim the free kick.
Picking up the free kick, yeah. So he'll shoot it into the breeze. Quality player, though. Has good penetration. Will keep it low. So the ball drifting across the face and through for a first score into the breeze for the afternoon to North Ballarat to Quick. 14 minutes into this second term. McDonald's Carlton Draft preliminary final action live here at City Oval via the Red Onion Media Group and the BFNL Match Centre. It's North Ballarat 5-2-32 who lead East-Point 4 behinds.
Majorly left the hook. Lovic says, I'm going to go long right down the middle. Try to get something going, waiting for it on his chest. McCartan takes the mark. We'll dump it inside 50 with the kick. Looking towards Quick. Doesn't actually get there with the breeze as it holds up. Wilson cut it off. Right foot kick there by Lamb towards the hot spot. Backing back was Leonard, and he took the mark directly in front, 35 from goal.
Yeah, courage from Leonard. Back into the side today. Only eyes for the ball. Could he keep going too, the left footer? He was out there, but doing the safety thing. We'll go back and compose with a set shot on goal. Take a few more seconds off the clock into the breeze. And a chance for a second score on goal. Aiming for a major on this occasion, and this one will hurt the Kangas. If the 5-1s didn't hurt before, this one most certainly will. And off to the left. A let-off for East-Point. And a warning that their minutes are numbered with the breeze Halfway through this second term, North Ballarat 5-3-33, East Point 4 behinds.
Lovey this time goes quickly towards the broadcast side. Opportunity for maybe Johnston from the side. Charleston in the end fly. Couldn't take the mark. Jeffrey at ground level. We'll go with the right foot kick. A scrubby one at best. Well picked up by Taylor as they look to go end-to-end to Robinson. Slingshot footy at its best. Chaos footy at its best by East Point. An opportunity for the first time today for the young 16-year-old Strawn Robinson directly in front from about 40 metres out.
Well, that was just footy with the breeze kept simple, and that's really the way you do it. They came the attacking side. It wasn't overly impressive or super efficient. They just got it done.
And always the forwards get out the back in that sort of situation when they go end-to-end. Robinson directly in front, right foot kick on its way. And their fifth blemish of the afternoon, a let-off for North Ballarat, who have a commanding lead this afternoon thus far, 5-3-33 to 5 behind, 16 minutes into the second term.
Interesting last week's score at the half. North Ballarat were 1-7-13. Darley were 5-3-33. We're not far off mirroring that half-time scoreline as North Ballarat extricated out of defence and the mark's been taken by Hobbs.
So Hobbs from the defensive side of half-back. Long down the line will be the veterans option, you would feel. Happy to play the territory game on the defensive side with the high ball. Will go in the Lamb direction, although tallest man in the pack. Mark is taken there by Glover. He looks to come in corridor bound. Left foot kick's a good one. Mark's taken this time by Lamb and moved laterally for him. Attacking side centre wing for North Ballarat. Called to play on as he'll load up inside 50 with a high ball. Looking for quick, won't get there. Q in front, drop the chest mark. Able to get it out the back for East Point. Johnston goes back in towards traffic towards Howard. And they use it by hand, and made a meal of it was Gangley once again as the ball trickles out of play. Deep in the left forward pocket, about 25 metres out from goal.
Yeah, nervous, no surety by hand. Could have gone back to Johnston, who was heading in the right direction and who had every bit of... had every reason to be disappointed he didn't get the 1-2. So now they're under the pump. North Ballarat into attack. Van Buel uncontested, won that tap. Got it to Johnson. Fortuitous bounce, went over the head of Troon and favoured, might have been Taylor, was it? Right foot kick to centre wing broadcast side. Found Wilson, who went into attack. Bouncing ball at the back. North Ballarat have got numbers, and Scally's got a chance to do the mopping up. Dumped as he kicked. Umpire called play on. Right foot kick was good and found Troon outside the defensive 50 for North Ballarat. Everything going their way. 18 minutes in, they lead by 28 points.
He's going to switch it up towards centre back towards McCallum, who will continue to switch onto the outside, trying to find Carey. Sits up on the bounce. Carey off one step. Kick over the top's okay towards Nash. He'll take the mark on true centre wing outside, virtually opposite from our broadcast position. We'll go inboard with the pass. We'll find the teammate there in McCartan, the captain, with it. Could come further lateral if he likes. Had Riding coming past, ignored that. And now the captain will load up towards half forward with the kick. A piercing ball has caught some breeze attention and has got wobbled out of play. But again, territory one for North Ballarat. They'll get a ball in 18.5 minutes into the second term on the half forward line on the outside.
The intentions were right from North Ballarat in a rare switch that we've seen this afternoon. Well, it didn't pay off, but he's on their half forward line. McCallum did his own sharking. Quick hands only went as far as Fraser. High up and under kick. Well, the bounce, well, it got everyone in the end. So Polkinghorn ran onto it. Went by hand to Carey. Territory kick. Shallow entry inside 50. Glover got it. He'll waste no time. He's got numbers streaming forward. And Riding's one of those. Geez, it's gassing footy when you can't get bang for buck. And that's every bit of sign on the faces and body language of East Point in this second term, as they were up and about North Ballarat, pushing forward. Reward for work rate and efficiency on this occasion, and it's resulted in a shot on goal for the Werribee VFL listed Jack Riding.
Maybe third time's the charm here for North Ballarat. A couple of behinds in this term. To the right of screen against the breeze. They would have it in no one else's better hands. Jack Riding this time with more of an academic shot on goal coming up. As we approach time on, took his full 30, comes in, and slings it across the face of goal for another blemish, another minus score. 5-4-34 to 5 behinds. No goals in this second term. Riding asking why it was called to play on. His 30 seconds had expired. Umpire wiser to it. So coming out of the defence, East Point will go short with the pass and find Canny. Has Lovick on the broadcast side if you wanted to, but might want to buy up something a bit more direct as they want to get some bang for their buck, as Todd alluded to. Eventually does go to the vice-captain and Lovick in his defence.
It's too slow, Sam. North Ballarat have got all their numbers behind the ball for the territory kick.
As Lovick trying to break it up with the run pass. Kick was smothered, turnover incoming. It'll handball just go into space more than anything. Glover first to react, gave the handball off the Riding. Let's try this again. And Jack Riding pops it through.
Yeah, great finish, Sam. And reward for North Ballarat. 6-4-40, they stand to a 35-point lead here at City Oval. East Point goalless. Tick into time on second term. They're 5 behinds. No bang for buck with the breeze.
Yeah, and that's the thing, Toddy. I mean, it's just, yeah, you can't say it wasn't coming from North Ballarat. They've even controlled this quarter against the breeze with footy in hand and are just getting it done in all the key KPIs in the midfield particularly.
Yeah, East Point have been very sort of predictable with the ball. Yeah, no invention at all, really. And it's amounted to a considerable deficit despite North Ballarat just being well on top. To be pointed, really. As here they go again. The hand pass, only as far as Lovick. So he goes direct. He's had a bit of a tumbling kick. They get back numbers here. Lovison dropped the difficult one. Strawn hand pass meant for Dodd, missed him. Ryan Polkinghorn gathered and went by hand to Nash, who found Carey on the overlap, went with the right foot kick, and the kick was okay. The mark's been taken there by Leonard right in front of the East Point coach's box on the defensive side of centre wing.
High left foot kick towards the attacking side of centre wing. Loader arrived late, couldn't take the mark. Weighing down was Merritt. Shades baked and kick was smothered by Riding at the fault of the tackle, did the outgoing East Point coach.
Shake baked and overcooked, Sammy.
Yeah, well called, Toddy, and just can't find their way through traffic at the minute. Can East Point, as a bit of push and shove has ensued. A lot of feeling, of course, in a preliminary final do-or-die clash. I reckon the umpires picked out a free kick, and North Ballarat are trying to take advantage of that from this fracas. As we're going to wait for it to come back here on the half-forward flank region. North wanted to take some advantage. The mark was taken inside 50 by Quick. And he's trying to con the umpire into having the footy in the mark, but they're going to bring it back, Toddy.
So Jackson Merritt's gone off the ground and wasn't replaced by any one East Point player. And the central umpire has gone to the sock. And unless he's got an itch, I reckon there's a notepad and a pen in there, Sammy.
Yeah, most certainly. So one down for the remainder of this term. Will East Point be not going their way at all for the coach of the Kangas? North Ballarat well in control. Will send this into attack with a 35-point lead closing into half-time.
Right foot kick, penetrating one. Into the breeze. Glover the target couldn't take the mark. Chance here. Shark by Arts. He's kicked smothered swarm of players around the football. Can they hang in here? It's a chance here for Johnson. I speak of Matty. No Geordie today. Left foot kick broadcast side. Shark by Tillman. Went back through traffic to Dodd. Left hand pass. Only went as far as Loader. It was meant for Canny. Just nothing going right for East Point in transition this afternoon. And it'll be a ball up 50 metres away from the North Ballarat goal, who kick into the breeze in this second term. They've managed 1 goal, 3, East Point 5 behinds.
True centre half forward, big fly by Van Meel wins it down. Troon maybe helped without umpire waves play on. Filmer got it out to Charleston. Good spin move, broke the tackle. His kick was smothered though. Polkinghorn just ducked his head and bust his way through. Sent it towards full forward, off hands. Lovick wrapped up by Quick. And once again, North Ballarat winning the territorial battle will lock it inside 50, 24 minutes gone. And with Merritt off the ground, they've been allowed to have access to 2 players behind the footy now, North Ballarat. So even if they win this East Point, it might be coming straight back. So opportunity for Gangley to clear. High ball towards centre wing. Numbers with North. Fisted forward by Jeffrey. McCallum the loose. We'll give the handball off to Loverson. Ruckman the Ruckman. He kicked like a Ruckman. It was a poor one inboard. And it's a scrubby one that's locked up on true centre wing. So let it for East Point as it's a neutral territory on the broadcast side.
Again, East Point's lack of creativity just playing into North Ballarat's hands with a weight of number behind the ball. Tap one by Van Meel at the restart. Grand opportunity here for Lennon. Fired the hand pass out forward of stoppage meant for Troon. Ground level ball. Whistle him in it. There'll be a ball up near half forward. So some senior members from East Point, some good ball users. They need to get it into their hands. They need some efficiency going forward. If this just carries on the way that's unfolding here at the moment. North Ballarat will be going into the grand final. Loose ball, ground level opportunity. Bromley Lynch knocked out of the contest to be a restart on half forward. So while it is speculation, given we haven't had any confirmation, Sammy, it looks like Merritt's having a spell off the ground. The playing coach on the club's biggest day of the year, he might well have a 10 or 15 minute spell. We'll get some confirmation at halftime.
As Johnston's wrapped up in the tackle, umpire did put whistle to mouth and then eventually said, I will throw it in the air. Just the attacking side of centre wing. East Point unable to get any pace on the footy, any creativity in their ball movement thus far this afternoon at the City Oval. And the big man McCallum's been decisive in the ruck and knocks this one down. Taken away by the Kangas. Tillman held up in the tackle, was brought to the turf. And another ball up is the result.
Credit to North Ballarat in the blustery conditions. They've been the weight of possession winners and the more efficient. And that's equated to a 35-point advantage on the scoreboard. High up and under exit, out of the clearance, went as far as riding, tried to keep it in. Couldn't. Quinlan carries it over the line. There'll be a boundary throw in. So the conditions affecting the quality of the game, Sammy, which been a hard watch so far.
Yeah, it's been a scrappy sort of affair, almost mirror image of wet weather footy sort of conditions with the Signs unable to negotiate with the breeze. Well, North Ballarat doing well here with Troon. Gives up there to Riding. He will dump it inside 50. Loping after this one is Loader. Bounces up for him nicely and he gives off to Quinlan, who tried to dump it to the hot spot. Watch the breeze catch that. Bend it back inboard if you don't mind. Bounces on its point. Lovick will come away. Hand pass off there towards Filmer. Slight fumble. And he's coughed up with the hand pass. Opportunity for Arts. He'll dump it towards full forward where he has a target in Loader backing back. Couldn't hang on. Quick at ground level, knocks it to his own advantage, taken away by Gangley, who'll just dump it into the middle. McCallum in position A, unable to mark, numbers it back with Loverson. He gives off the hand pass, opportunity for Ryan Polkinghorn to go inside 50, turns it over this time. Gangley makes amends.
He'll come broadcast side. See, interesting, Ryan Polkinghorn, he looked left, he looked right, there was nobody there, he still turned it over. Here's an opportunity for East Point on broadcast centre wing. Tillman with the right foot kick, doing the shark there was Jeffrey, could have had a shot on goal, but decided to chip it over the top. Meant for McDougall. Will it sit for him? It does, but not before it went over the line for a boundary throw in. Frustration overwhelming East Point here. Deep in time on second term. 5 behinds they are. They trail North Ballarat 6-4-40. Couldn't be long left in this second term here, Sammy.
Yeah, only been the one goal, of course, kicked in this quarter, so you would think it's a short one. Van Meel this time got hands to it. Opportunity inside 50 for Charleston, who just ripped it up by it with the hand pass towards Taylor. Gets boots the ball, sends it towards the hot spot. Working his way to the front of nice marks taken by Polkinghorn, who makes amends from that turnover. Just beat the youngster, Filmer to the drop zone, and marks deep inside 50.
So he'll go to the defensive side, albeit out of sight of the ground. A 2-on-1. Slater couldn't get impact with ball. Went over, he said, over the line for a boundary throw in. Right in front of the East Point coach's box. Clearly dejected Jackson Merritt looking on from the bunker. He needs to be up and about, and a bit of positive verbal coming from the box. Get these boys into the contest. It'll come from the leaders. And it'll be the umpires picked out a free kick here. It's going to go. It might be Wilson, is it, with ball in hand? Oh, no, is it Sammy?
Yes, it is, Dotty.
Yeah, Wilson with ball in hand. So he goes into the pocket. The kick's okay. It'll be Taylor with ball in hand. Can they make something happen here, East Point? Tumbling kick forward, ordinary one at that. North Ballarat have got the numbers. They can raffle it. But the siren will end. An underwhelming second term from East Point with the breeze. It's all getting a bit much, this campaign for them now, to produce again a third final in a row up against it, against the fourth place North Ballarat. So it's Brendan McCartney's men who lead at the main break commandingly, 6-4-40, with a third term with the breeze to come. They lead East Point 5 behinds.
And for North Ballarat, the goals are with all the big guns. Quick has 2. Glover has 2 in singles to Riding and Polkinghorn. The Fab 4, if you will, Toddy, all on the score sheet and leading the way. And we said in the pre-game, if they're up and about, they win games of footy. They were down last week against the Devils. Didn't have much of an impact. Well, they've come to play this afternoon and leading them for the forefront for the Roosters.
Yeah, they've been good, North Ballarat. They've been dealt some favours by East Point, playing into North Ballarat's hands with their weight of numbers behind the ball. They've just lacked creativity and invention with ball in hand, East Point, and they've been made to pay. They trail by 35 points at the half.
The Kangas, well, they spent too many petrol tickets per se to get here this afternoon. Not really up to the contest. The intensity of a preliminary final here this afternoon in the Ballarat+Football Netball League. They'll go into the sheds, they'll have a rethink, they'll reassess and throw everything at North Ballarat in the second half. We'll take a break and be back for the second half in about 10 minutes or so time here live from what is the beautiful City Oval here in Ballarat. Welcome back to the City Oval for the preliminary final in the Ballarat+Football Netball League this afternoon between North Ballarat and East Point. North Ballarat, well, they got the jump. 6-4-40 at halftime lead. East Point only the 5 behind. No goals kicked by them. All 6 by North Ballarat, who have a one-way ticket thus far, Toddy, into the grand final next week against Darley.
Indeed they do. Let's have a look at the goal scorers for North Ballarat. Jamie Quick and Sam Glover have 2 apiece, and 1 each to Jack Riding and Rolly Polkinghorn. A typically low-scoring affair. North Ballarat, not a high-scoring team, more renowned for their defence, despite the amount of press that their front half does get. You know, with the likes of Quick, Glover, Riding, and on the odd occasion, Cremery.
You're certainly right, Todd. And we call the third quarter the premiership quarter, of course, traditionally in footy, and it's on the line here for East Point. If they get a couple of goals, maybe get the crowd into it a bit, maybe they'll give themselves a chance for the unlikely come-from-behind victory, but you could also see this being one-way traffic in North Ballarat, going bang, bang, bang and really blowing the game apart, Todd.
Well, East Point are going to have to do it with 17 men, of course. Their leader, their playing coach, Jackson Merritt, off the ground. Set off there. We're assuming he was reported, requested to have that spell. I did receive a text suggesting that it was a headbutt, allegedly, but we'll let the officials decide. More important things to unfold as the third term gets underway here at City Oval. First touch by Lamb is cut off. Ferocious tackle from Troondon on East Point and exit. Swarm of players around the ball. There'll be a ball up. Centre wing broadcast side.
So East Point, backs against the walls, written off to even get to this place. Do they have one more rabbit in the hat to pull out? One down by McCallum. Right foot kick by Polkinghorn will go inside 50. Big fist by Fraser will spill at the back. Opportunity here for Walsh. Fisted cleverly on forward there by North Ballarat. Looking for the perfect start, but quick at the top of the goal square. Spins around, steadies, snaps, and goals. That's 7 for North Ballarat now. And the start that the doctor was after, if you were a North Ballarat fan, that is 7-4-46 to 5 behinds here at the City Oval.
Well, if this game's not getting ugly, it's certainly heading in that direction. Jamie Quickney matching his 4-goal return against East Point earlier in the season. He has 3. And North Ballarat out to a game-high 41-point lead here. Tempers tested here, on and off the field. Ball up, tap one by McCullum. Crashing through went Riding. Loose ball. All important here for East Point. Can they respond? The umpire says, I'll split it, and he'll ball it up right in the middle of the ground here at City Oval. Beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky, just breeze favouring left of screen in his third term.
Once again, McCallum decisively wins it down. Wilson gives it off to Johnston. Right foot kick will go towards the attacking side of centre wing. Looking for Canny. Whitaker hasn't had any impact thus far. A tough day for an East Point forward on ground level. Got this one to Dodd. Slung the tackle. And dumping tackle, says umpire Adrian Newey. And the advantage is taken by Conlon. His ball towards half forwards was almost cut off there by Scally. Charleston gets involved to lock things up. East Point have it on the half forward line on the broadcast side.
Yeah, it was all a big effort for East Point for that 40-metre gain from that original stoppage. But it's seemingly a last roll of the dice, albeit early stages, third term here. But stick with us. McDonald Carlton draft preliminary final action live via the Red Onion Vision and the BFNL match setter. Restart. McCullum did his own roving, dropped it, lucky to get away with it. Ground ball. Again, the swarm of players around. Somehow it spews out to McCartney. He went by hand. Lamb got on the end of it. Right foot kick into the middle of the ground. Presenting in front. Loader, strong overhead. Took a nice grab right in the middle of the ground and can send North Ballarat forward.
Yeah, he's only got one target in mind. Goes in the quick direction. Will bounce in front of him. Fraser reaches over the top, knocks to the ground. Numbers with North Ballarat. Once again, back to quick. Centering ball towards the top of the goal square. Looking for Glover. Or maybe Lamb over the top. Or Glover in front. Neither paid. Ball in dispute. And an opportunity still at ground level in the back. Free kick will go the way of East-Point. I thought it was Lamb over the top. Then I thought it was Glover at the forefront. In the end, neither claimed the mark. Opportunity for East-Point to hold on at full back position.
So it'll be Fraser. He goes short. The kick's okay to Taylor, who tried hard in that opening half for the Kangas. Lovig and Ganley probably East-Point's best, whilst they trail by plenty on the scoreboard. The kick goes towards half back. It's gone over the head of all and sundry, bounced over the line for a boundary throw-in. Attacking side of centre wing, chance for a reset here for East-Point. They trailed by 41 points, given just the 4 or 5 goals kicked to the right of the screen all day over the 3 grades. East-Point face a monumental task to get back into the game.
It's an opportunity for McCallum at the front once again to win this one down, riding with the left foot kick in towards the corridor. Umpire won't pay the mark as it didn't go the required journey. Troon off the poking on, quick hands, gave it off to a teammate. Scally goes towards full forward. Working his way to front was Howard, had the right arm held by Glover, and he'll be rewarded with the free kick. The youngster working his way to the front and have an opportunity to come from full back for East-Point. So Howard had a tough afternoon, plenty of entries to contend with. Looks left, looks right, decides to go into the fence towards Gangley with a dangerous ball. Had to sit and wait. Arts was arriving late. An opportunity for Harry Gangley out of the fence to move the footy once again for East-Point. Likes to come broadcast side with this ball towards Slater, as they have 3 possessions inside D50 and now trying to pierce one out towards Lovig. At full stretch, holds the mark at half back. Well, he tried a daring kick inboard, decides to go laterally back towards Harry Gangley, who's paid the mark, draws it over the top towards Lovig, but they're going nowhere with 5 or 6 possessions inside the fence. And Conlon says, I'll tuck it on the arm and go for a run. Goes towards half forward with the kick. Knocked on cleverly there by East-Point. McDougall waiting for it. Handball over top. Opportunity for Charleston. Just needs the right bounce. Knocks to his own advantage. Sparkman in deep in the fence. Hold on to him. And free kick. And the first goal of the day, you would think, coming up for East-Point.
Well, it was a risky kick out of defence with the 45. A bit of dare and a bit of unpredictability has seen East-Point go coast to coast, and a chance for their first shot on goal, and for the third term, and their first goal of the afternoon in this third term.
Harry Charleston, the surprise inclusion this week, available because through the Talent League, hasn't played all year, and it's hit the woodwork from top of the goal square. Would you believe it? Slammed it into the post. East-Point, you thought had done it all, finally get their first goal of the day, and they've missed from 15 metres out.
Yeah, what was supposed to be Christmas Day for East-Point, Santa hasn't turned up. There's no presents under the tree at all, as North Ballarat will negotiate out of defence. Just a casual drop punt has got with the aid of the breeze, has got to broadcast centre wing, but here go East-Point again with the rebound. Clever hand pass inboard there by Lovig. Got it to Dodd, who found Johnson with the outside of the boot, bouncing ball. Carey, the pursuer, the tackle was terrific. Holds it up, the umpire will come in and effect the ball up 51 metres away from the East-Point goal.
They're trying to access the corridor at all times here, East-Point. As soon as they get the ball on the outside, they're looking to go inside to try and score and try to break down the zone and the wall that North Ballarat have behind the footy. McCartan, look away, hand pass found Carey. They share into the fence towards Sparkman. His right foot chiseling ball's a beauty. And Arts able to take the mark in between half-back and centre wing on the outer side. So the number 2, Sammy Arts, will dump it towards centre wing. Was looking originally, I think, for quick. In the end, tallest man in the pack, marks taken by Loader, is able to give it back. The Polkinghorn, who goes inside, forward 50, looking for Glover at full stretch, couldn't hang on. Quick at ground level, always dangerous, couldn't quite gather. Fraser by hand, able to find a target. East-Point try to go corridor bound again. It's coughed it up this time inside defensive 50, and the mark's taken by Leonard.
Leonard with ball in hand. The left foot up will kick from 50 with the aid of that breeze. You'd think not beyond him. It'll be all about the accuracy. Well, he didn't get much of the kick. High up and under. Forced to wait under it. A couple of East Point defenders made a meal of that. Glover, waiting at ground level, was tackled, bailed up. And there'll be a ball up, 20 metres out from the North Ballarat goal directly in front.
Well, the behind at one end by East Point and that passage play at full back where they sport each other really sums up their fortunes this afternoon, the Kangas. It's been all North Ballarat, 46-6. So back on the way here with the tap one by Glover doing some ruck work towards a dangerous spot. Wrapped up in the tackle. Umpire says, give it to me, I'll throw it in the air 10 metres out from goal.
Off on the side, the losing side from the double chance. Their chances get slimmed down a bit, and they've certainly been all over it today, North Ballarat, with their response after that loss to Darley last week. He's arguably the best player on the ground. Riley Polkygorn sends it to the hot spot, top of the goal square, bounced off the shin of Howard. And a chance for East Point to clear, and waiting on the end of it was Wilson on the defensive 50. They need to push across and provide here, East Point. Just some lethargic leads, so he's forced to go along the line to a 2-on-1. Darban couldn't take the mark. Whittaker at ground level, dispossessed, fell into the hands of Nash. Gave it to Leonard. Left foot kick across the body in the quick direction. Kept his feet on this occasion. Couldn't gather. Here come the reinforcements for East Point. They negotiate by hand to Wilson. Went the second option by hand. Kick goes along the line, and all these North Ballarat again. It'll be Hobbs to send North Ballarat into the middle of the ground in transition. Sparkman the target, a win over his head. Arts lent the assistance, lower the eyes, tipped it over the top, looking for riding on his preferred left. Dribbling ball off to the right, through for a minor score.
Didn't work that time, the kick by Hobbs, but again, he's just been the impenetrable wall of the defence at the minute. He's the real, I guess, quarterback, if you will, the guy in the fence that really just structures it up nicely. And, you know, with the assistance of Sparkman being loose, he was able to find acres of space in the middle of the ground, and if the kick had been good enough, would have streamed him for a shot from 50. In the end, they rushed it forward and scored a minor score. So just waiting for the footy to return from over the fence.
North Ballarat led by 31 points at quarter time. Extended into the breeze to lead by 35 at the half, and they now lead by 40 near 10 minutes into this third term.
Yeah, game high 40-point margin here this afternoon. East Point have it all to do, and my thoughts and theories on this thus far at East Point has been, well, they've just struggled to gain the territory in the battle this afternoon, and since going behind in the early parts of the opening term, just have been rushing their options forward.
Those of you that have just joined us, results in earlier games completed today. East Point got it done in the under-19s. They defeated Sunbury 95-16, while Sebastopol prevailed over East Point in a tight one, 52-45.
Gangley coming to the fence, tried to lower the eyes, but only picked out Art. The smallest man in the field takes the mark. Will chip it over top towards the hot spot. Off hands, opportunity here for Dodd. Inside the fence, will dump it towards centre wing. McDougall has about 4 to compete with, and the way the numbers prevail. Mark taken there by Loverson in front. Loads up quickly and goes inside 50. Numbers behind the footy now with East Point. Walsh this time floats in, takes the mark, wants to switch it across his defence quickly to Lovic. It's a poor pass, and it dribbles out of bounds. We'll get a ball in the left forward pocket, about 25 metres out from goal.
Yeah, there's just been a struggle all day for East Point. They really just haven't coped with the conditions and just been dominated aerially, especially by North Ballarat with and against the breeze.
Opportunity here for North Ballarat inside 50 off the deck, though, by the Kangas as far as Arts. He snapped towards the top of the square, slipped through the fingertips of Slater. The goalkeeper on the line there was Howard, who's forced to dump it off one step. Not paid the mark. Will Sparkman? Yes, he is, actually. Must have first and last hands on it. I thought the East Point player might have had a case. And he is a thumping kick of the Sharon, Joshy Sparkman, so he'll fancy his chances here with the breeze at his back from 55.
Yep, indeed. Not a real noted goal kicker, given his time spent in the back half all season. An interleague representative. As you mentioned, a beautiful kick of the football. Let's see how he can use the breeze. Off to the right. Everything right, commentator's curse. Out of bounds on the full. Journey wasn't a problem though, Sammy.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. You can see why he only has the one goal from the home and away season to his name thus far. That strike was always right and stayed out on the full. High kick out of the fence there from the Kangas will work out this time. The mark is taken. As they just look to use weight of possession here, East Point, with the ball there through Lovic. Nice lead on it. Mark taken just before the boundary line.
It'll be Johnson with ball in hand, trying to get something going for the Kangas. So he's forced to go along the line. Just weighted numbers again prevail behind the ball from North Ballarat, and Loader thumps it over the line for a boundary throw in. On true centering out of side of the ground. Near 13 minutes gone into this third term in the McDonald's Carlton Draft preliminary final at City Oval. North Ballarat 7-4-46 lead, East Point 6 behinds.
With Van Miel and Loverson contesting the ruck this time, with McCallum having a little bit of a spell. Ball back in neutral territory. Van Miel wins it down. Opportunity for Johnston to extract. Just handball ups in the air. Will work to Conlon. Higgs shoves it out wide, and no clean possession for East Point. And Phil May's able to keep it alive, though, and just send it forward. North Ballarat get some numbers behind the footy. Polkinghorn involved to wrap things up. And in between R4 and centre wing on the outside in front of in front of the North Ballarat coach's box, we'll get a ball up. 7-4-46, lead 6 behinds.
So it'll be the restart. Can East Point get something going into the breeze? They've kept North Ballarat just to the 1 goal. With their turn with it, 13 and a half minutes gone. Their season, whilst Brave slipping away. It'll be a boundary throw in on half forward down the side of the ground. McCallum and Van Miel. So Van Miel will get on the favourable side of the breeze. Will favour him, but with the outstretch, McCallum got a fist to it. Scrimmage of players around the footy. Somehow it spills out. Polkinghorn couldn't gather, but underneath, Fletcher Loader joins in. Somehow the ball spills out. Taylor by hand. Got it over there towards the youngster there might have been Canny. High up and under kick. Punched away there by Dodd. Boundary side. And over the line for a boundary throw in. So, bit of a stalemate of sorts over the last few minutes. The sting seemingly gone out of this contest, Sammy.
Yeah, and the viewers were a good indication how strong the breeze is with that county kick. It basically went backwards as it went that high in the air and drifted out of bounds. We'll get a ball in, half-forward region for East Point. Still searching for their first goal of the afternoon. Arts gets to the ground level, handball at the back towards Polkinghorn. Arguably, BOG with the right foot kick towards centre wings, cut off this time by Q. So he'll look to go corridor bound, you would feel, as East Point trying to attack. Well stood on the mark and forced to dump it down the line again. High ball to half-forward Sparkman. Nice fly, takes the ground. Unopposed in the end. Lateral ball inboard. Should find Nash at true centre half back. Goes for a run and gives it by hand. Opportunity here for Troon in the middle of the City Oval. Shares it with Lamb. Gives it back to Nash. Sweeping ball at the top will find Carey. Just outside 50. Tries to lower the eyes and find a target in the lead. And Quinlan, who dropped the chesty and opens the door for the East Point defence to hold things up deep in the fence.
Yeah, they did everything right there. North Ballarat pretty much uncontested from half-back inside 50. Uncontested being the no truer word. Quinlan spilling a chest mark after a clever kick from Carey. A chance to amends by hand to Leonard. Tried to get onto that left, but was tackled, taken to the ground by Conlon. And in the last line of defence, it'll be Conlon with ball in hand. And look at that press. There's just everybody in that quarter of the ground. So they switch play with a risky kick. Turnover opportunity to Glover, who'll get onto the left. Kick across the body. And he's off to the right and through for a minor score. So we'll just keep that nail in hand and the hammer in the other. North Ballarat 7-5-47. East Point 6 behinds. Tick over 16 minutes gone third term.
At least this term, East Point are trying to break their way through. They just haven't been able to execute by foot. Gangley with the high ball. Howard, the intended target, couldn't take the mark. Troon at ground level was wrapped up immediately, and the ball up is the result. About 65 out from goal. 7 goals, 5-47. North Ballarat lead. East Point, the 6 behinds, although they picked out a free kick the way of Troon, who will take the kick and send it long towards the top of the goal square. Big fly from Walsh, knocks it to the ground. East Point getting back. We'll see it through for another minor score and make it an even 42-point ball game here live at the City Oval.
Well, I've had plenty against them today, East Point. Their defenders have really tried hard as they negotiate out of defence with the right kick. Paul one at that. Cut off by Nash and outnumber again. And he sends the kick forward in the Glover direction. Just overcooked it. Off to the right through for a minor score.
It was a good intercept mark there by Ned Nash. And I think he went for home in the end. And he had his time again. Might just set that one up at the top of the goal square for a loose Sammy Glover to have a run and jump at it.
Yeah, hasn't been the most you know, the best decision-making day. I guess the blustery conditions have aided that negative observation, but that's the way it's transpiring here at City Oval.
Gangley plays on fullback and went to bite one off down the middle and found Lovic. Again, plenty of players on the outside of the ground, and that's where he's forced to go with the kick this time. He elects to go in the Whittaker direction. The kick wasn't a good one. Coughed up. North Ballarat go inside 50. Looking for Quick. Couldn't take the mark with the one hand low down. It bounces out and goes out of play. About 30 metres out in the right forward pocket this time. 7 goals, 850 leads East-Point to 6 behind.
Another inside, a rebound inside 50 for Sparkman, who's been instrumental with his rebound today. Boundary throw in. Van Meel and Glover. Glover went with the volley by foot. Didn't get any purchase. Second effort was okay, though. Out of the congestion. And the Collingwood VFL listed Glover slotted one through. Weighted possession forward. Has finally got some bang for buck on the scoreboard for North Ballarat in this third term. They're second of it, and they extend 8-8-56. They lead East-Point 6 behinds. 18 and a half minutes gone third term.
Yeah, well called, Toddy. And it was Sammy Glover, as you said. Didn't get it right the first time, but the second time was a delight. Left foot finish was wonderful from about 30 metres around the body. And 3 goals for his day. His first outing this year against East-Point has been the ultimate headache for them to deal with all afternoon.
Yeah, with an abbreviated number of games for the year, still has the 17 goals to his name.
One down this time by McCallum, straight down to Polkinghorn. He gives up to Riding. His kick on the non-preferred bounces towards half forward. Quick, clever knockback finds Carey, and off to Sparkman, who's had so much of the footy this afternoon. Thumps it inside forward 50. Howard getting back against Quinlan will see it out of bounds. And once again, North Ballarat have it in a dangerous spot. Locked deep inside forward 50. And once again, they'll look for the likes of Glover and that to get on the move here and be dangerous to hit the score sheet. 8-8-56 on the electronic scoreboard sees them leading East-Point's just to 6 behinds.
Glover and Quick combined for 6 of North Ballarat's 8 goals. Boundary throw in. Ball goes goal side for North Ballarat. Shark by Ganley. Clearing kick, not out of trouble yet. The youngster Charleston went by hand to Lovic, who's tried hard. Sweeping hand pass was okay to Wilson, who went along the line to outer centre wing. Put Robinson under the pump. The outnumber again prevails in favour of North Ballarat, but the kick would let them down, and it's been cut off by Ganley. So he too has tried hard, risky kicking in the middle, but they've got to try something. Conlon couldn't gather. Lovic got the ground ball, sharked it and kicked it to half forward again. Numbers behind the ball through Scally, and North Ballarat will send the kick wide to outer centre wing, and the mark's been taken uncontested in the end by Simon McCartan. And a chance to send a North Ballarat into attack once again.
Plays on from the mark and gets around from the whoopie tackler as McCartan. His ball's wide and finds Arts at half forward. About 65 from goal. We'll get an opportunity for the key forwards to lead at him. Pulls the kick at the end towards Riding, streaming inside 50 with the one Duke couldn't take the mark. And Howard out of the fence looks to go long to the outside. Was looking for Robinson, too tall for him. Sparkman at the back by hand. Found a teammate in Carey, who just handballed more forward and hoped than anything it'll work out nicely as they go inside 50. Once again, big fly at the top. Waiting down was Quick. Snaps, and it's always near side, and in the end doesn't register a score as the dangerous Jamie Quick, who copped a bit of attention afterwards from Walsh. Umpire on the spot saw it. He's pulled out a free kick, and East-Point's horrible day is about to get a lot worse with Walsh infringing for the high contact, which will allow Jamie Quick access for a shot on goal about 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
So does that point count, Sammy?
Well, it was out in the full, Toddy.
Oh.
But if it had been, yes, it would have. Then my question is, though, with this one, Todd, is where the ball lied, and the closest advantage I would have thought would be deep in the pocket, would it not?
Yeah, interesting.
But Quick will line up for goal number 4. Whether he's a danger in the air or a danger at ground level, he's always a superstar in this competition. North Ballarat's leading goal kicker in season 2023. By quite a long way, it has to be said, despite having the likes of Cramry and Glover in the side throughout the season. Quick will come in, kicks across the face of goal, and just scrapes in for a minus score.
So I'll just leave that point next to his name that I marked just a moment ago that actually went on the full.
And if we're seeing the future there, Toddy, I like it.
Indeed. I wish I could tell you what was happening next week.
Do you know what the lotto numbers are coming up? Or?
Yeah, well, I should have knocked those over first.
I would have thought number 4 for Jamie Quick in the Powerball was a big chance. So opportunity for Gangley to come out of defence. 8-9, 57. Leads just to 6 behinds. Gangley looks this time to come broadcast side. Lovic's his intended target. Leaves it for Canny, who was backing back and took the mark inside defence. So Liam Canny now wants to go across defensive 50. As an option there, and Fraser takes the mark. Can go over the top by hand if he wants. Decides to go by foot. Whitaker up to take a mark on half-back. His first real opportunity to send East Point forward.
He's a long way from home, though, for the Kangas, so he has to go short, and the kick was okay. Found Walsh, who went along the line to outer centre wing. Ground ball opportunity here, just inside the boundary line. Sparkman was clever, got it to Riley Polkinghorn. Right foot kick to half forward, outer side of the ground, riding with a rare overhead mark for his afternoon. Wheels onto that left boot. Dangerous one at that. Under the pump here, North Ballarat. Troon got a terrible bounce, but then he might have caught one high. Fell into the hands of Quick. Kick across the body. He doesn't miss that one. And Quick gets goal number 4. And North Ballarat get another. And as we said very early on in this game, Sammy, this game is getting ugly.
It certainly is. 9-9-63 on the electronic scoreboard to 6 behinds of East Point. No goals, time on in the third term for the Kangas. And North Ballarat have 1 foot, 1 arm, 1 leg, whatever you want to say, in the door to book their place. A rematch from last week against Darley in the 2023 grand final in the McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League, unless the Kangas have something seriously special left in their arsenal.
Yeah, it was as early as 10 minutes into the first quarter. The warning signs were ringing. McCallum won that tap only as far as Van Meel. Through traffic went Lovick. Hurried kick only went as far as, the big fella there in Jeffries. Hurried kick forward. Here's a chance here. And there's a grab. Terrific mark taken there by McDougall. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal. So a chance for a quick response here. A chance to get East Point's first goal of the afternoon. So a team that averages near 90 points a game for the season has been held goalless for near 25 minutes of a game. Their biggest game of the year, prelim final, third term. And it'll be McDougall. And it'll take his best too, given the blustery nature of the conditions. Let's see how he goes. Kicks on its way, and goal umpire and boundary umpire communicate. So it must have just snuck in for a behind in the end, Sammy. They're 7th of the afternoon.
Yeah, 7 blemishes on the score sheet now as Sparkman will go short and find Carey deep in the fence. My apologies, actually poking on with the right foot kick, and it's a beauty. Mark's taken there by Loader, working up towards half-back. North Ballarat doing as they please this afternoon. 18 scoring shots to 7 in these blustery yet sunny conditions at the City Oval. High ball towards now the attacking side of centre wing. Quick did target. Didn't fly this time. Fraser spoils it out of bounds, and we'll get a ball in between half forward and centre wing. On the outside, virtually opposite from our broadcast position here, live in the preliminary final at City Oval.
That kick's gone from the defensive side of half-back to half-forward. Such is the nature of the breeze today. Tap won by McCallum, went straight into the hands of Van Meel. Bounced off his hands to Sparkman. Hurried kick across the body. Has gone out of bounds on the full. The resultant free kick to be taken by Ganley on half-back out of side of the ground. He'll go short. Lovick, second attempt. Couldn't grab it. Here come the reinforcements. Loader one of those. Over the footy, umpires picked out a free kick. And it's going to go Ganley's way. And a chance for a reset for East Point.
So they continue to try across half-back between the likes of Gangley and now Lovick. We'll go long with the kick down the line. Big fly at the front, not taking the mark this time with Sparkman. Quick hands was tapped on cleverly by McCartan. Dodd got in the way of riding, got one over the shoulder. The umpire on the spot seeing that. And from the defensive side, centre wing, Joe Dodd has the footy for East Point. Lateral ball inboard will find Conlon. He'll look to spin and go quickly for East Point. He's called to go as he left his line. Got nowhere to go, so goes by hand to Slater. Goes back to him with the kick across defensive 50. Finds Q as the outlet. So the overlap works and they spread it to centre wing. Sparkman, the spoil, brings it to the ground. Howard trying to keep it in. Over the shoulder, hand pass towards Canny. Quinlan got him. Tries to shake his way to the tackle. Couldn't get free. And the ball goes out of play.
Conlon did well under the pump there, into the breeze. Going lateral by hand and by foot. He got every target, but, again, just the press from North Ballarat. Too much today. Throw in. McCullum at the back. Just out. Manoeuvred Van Meel. And they're the beneficiaries out the back with Riley Pockinghorns kick inside 50. Nearly a hold on. Quick umpire, let it go. Chance here for East to clear out of defence towards broadcast centre wing. Strawn from the side. Speaking of Robinson, couldn't take the mark. Chance here for McCartan. Quick hands found Arts, who had no space. Bailed up. There'll be a ball up. Broadcast side, attacking side of centre wing for North Ballarat. Near 28 minutes gone. Commanding lead for North Ballarat. 9-9-63. East-Point 7 behinds.
North Ballarat have times still to score here late and knock it down as far as Taylor with the left foot kick. He'll dribble forward. Bouncing ball will be a tough one to deal with. Sparkman in the loose. Gives off there to Arts. Off the left foot, the kick will go out in the full. The opportunity here for Dodd and for East-Point to go into attack late. And in the end, they'll leave it for Wilson. So the youngster with it. One of the 5 under-19s registered this afternoon to play for East-Point. Goes towards half forward. One of them in queue is Robinson. Takes one of those spectacular marks that we've seen throughout the final series. Too far at the score, 60 from goal. Robinson with it. High ball will go towards the dangerous spot. McDougall crashed, couldn't mark. True weighing down. Will dump it inside the corridor, only as far as Q, who's the gatekeeper for East-Point this time. So Q with it to send East-Point into attack. And the siren will beat them as they go inside 50 for another rare occasion. 9-9-63, North Ballarat lead. East-Point, still no goal kickers, 7 behinds going to three-quarter time. Yeah,
even post-siren, McDougall had ball in hand, and even when, the three-quarter time siren was done and dusted, McDougall just lined up and had a shot on goal. Kicked another behind, but of course that doesn't register. But it's sign of the times. It's just not their day, Sammy. Just been an underwhelming performance from East-Point. And weighted numbers at the contest and behind the ball has seen North Ballarat with a clear advantage here at three-quarter time in the McDonald's Carlton Draft preliminary final here at City Oval.
Yeah, and I think this is exactly the game plan and what Brendan McCartney would want from, I guess, North Ballarat. They've almost just wrestled their way into a commanding lead, and East-Point just had no answers, no diversity in their ball movement to really challenge the Roosters this afternoon.
Yeah, East-Point's lowest score of the season, 29. That was against Sunbury. It's hard to believe that Sunbury did miss the 6, playing the bottom 4 sides twice. And, of course, resounding win that day for the Lions, 80 points. It looks like North Ballarat are going to keep East-Point below that. And a very interesting scenario here, preliminary final day, seeing the 4th and 6th from the home and away season competing in a preliminary final.
Yeah, it shows how, I guess, and as mentioned towards Sunbury the missed, I guess how even this competition is on their day. And today, thus far, it's North Ballarat's day. Unless East-Point had one more miracle. We saw it last week when they knocked out Melton. Might be a stretch from here. We'll take our final break and we'll be back soon, live in the preliminary final from the City Oval. Welcome back for the final time this afternoon, live at the City Oval. Players just making their way back into position here in the preliminary final here between North Ballarat and East-Point. Sam Young and Todd William bring on the action live this afternoon. North Ballarat with all the goal kickers. They have 9 this afternoon. Quick with 4. 3 to Sammy Glover and singles to Riding and Polkinghorne. So the Fab 4, if you will, all on the score sheet for the Roosters. And with the breeze at the back, Todd, East-Point, well, they're going to throw everything in this term. It's going to be all risk, maybe some reward or maybe no reward, you would feel.
Yep, yeah, it's got every bit of plus and minus about it. They've had a brave campaign. They'll take that with them, win, lose, or draw today. Well, seemingly it will be a loss, given just the 4 or 5 goals kicking to the right of screen all day. East-Point goalless. They'll need 11 unanswered to get it done.
They need to channel their inner Melton from home away season last year when they kicked those 11 or 13 goals unanswered against East-Point in a game of footy. So they're going to have to find something special. They've seen it done before, and funnier things happened in football. Last term underway here, live at the City Oval in the preliminary final. McCallum decisively wins it down. Loader coming up the squares, wrapped up immediately. And for the fourth time today, the term starts with a restart in the opening 10 seconds.
Yeah, both wingers getting sucked into the contest to create the extra number, make it all the more difficult to extricate. And nearly right on cue, Sammy, we've got another one as Taylor's had a fresh airy. And right on cue, though, umpire will come in and affect the ball up, attacking side of the centre of the ground for East-Point, who trailed by 56 points.
So East-Point will need a miracle, of course, to be any chance as McCallum wins it down. Johnson forced to tackle, and more seconds will tick off the clock. And this contested footy on the bigger grounds here in Ballarat really suiting the style of North Ballarat that they want to bring to finals action. As McCallum was pushed out of the way by Van Meel this time, Taylor, arguably one of the pointers best, tried to gather, couldn't do so. The wall in the way was McCartan to wrap things up. And for about the fifth or sixth time now, to start this final term, we'll get a ball up in neutral territory in the middle of the City Oval.
So I've got Sparkman best for mine for North Ballarat, been terrific today. He and Polkinghorn, the accumulator, ground level ball, hustled to the ground, will result in yet another. So the umpires had more of it than anyone in this final term. Minute and a half gone. 56-point advantage to North Ballarat, who kick into the breeze in this final term. Tap one by Van Meel. Dodd couldn't break away the tackle of Riding. And again, there'll be a restart. Sammy, you try and get something happening.
You might get the double digits the way the umpire's going. He's having an absolute blinder in this final term. Plenty of footy just ricocheting between plays in the middle of the ground. Van Meel's had enough of it. Try to take it out of the air. Lovick coming through will be wrapped up, and another ball up, as you would expect, in the middle of the City Oval.
Yeah, the game continues on a table tennis table at the moment. I tell you, it's all happening. Ball up, tap one by McCallum. Ground ball. Dodd knocked off it. Going the soccer there was McCallum. Still couldn't get it through the traffic. Ground ball opportunity here for Van Meel. Bailed up by Quinlan. The umpire will come in and effect, you guessed it, ball up.
We still haven't let the heart of the City Oval. About 9 ball ups to start this final term, which won't worry North Ballarat. They send it inside 50. Finally, we get the action away. And quick reacts at ground level. Right foot snap around the body was always near side. And a minor score. 9-10-64 leads to 7 behinds here, Todd.
Yeah, Troon could have been got the handball received. He had the eyes sort of focused more centrally if given that opportunity. I'm not even sure if he asked quick for that handball receive. And quick blazing away and missing off to the right. So the kick in was risky, but it was okay and found Lovick. It was strong overhead. So he'll look to go corridor. He runs his measure and he kicks the ball into the middle of the ground. The home of the stoppage. McCallum couldn't take the mark. Ground ball plays in from everywhere. And yep, there'll be another ball up in the phone box.
Well called, Toddy. I liked it. The home of the stoppage, the middle of the ground. Very well said. One of the calls of the day this afternoon at the City Oval. McCallum wins it down. Well, one of down, ricocheted back into his grasp, and Leonard trying to come through is wrapped up immediately, umpiring the spot. Again, we'll say a ball up is the result from this here. We've played now almost 3.5 minutes in this final term live at the beautiful sunny City Oval.
McCallum and Van Meel to contest. Give that tap to McCallum. Van Meel's follow-up work was okay. Opportunity for a soccer forward there by Conlon. Got it to half forward. Chance for Jeffrey. Hand pass over the top man for Whittaker. Cut off by Polkinghorn. The tackle was good and pinged. So Whittaker will go back and have a shot on goal for East-Point. A chance to kick their first of the afternoon.
Yeah, it's been a tough afternoon for the veteran who was carrying the calf complaint coming into this one. I mean, they just haven't had the footy in hand for him to lead into. But he showed that he hasn't given up on the contest there. Run down tackle, a rare one if that, by him inside forward 50 results in what could be finally their first goal of the afternoon.
So a chance for goal number 30 for the season. Kicks on its way. He might have snug it through. He hasn't. It's off to the right. Minor score. Their 8th of the afternoon.
The 8 behinds today just sort of highlights what's everyone's concerns been with East Point in season 2023. It's just their good and bad football is just too far in between. And the last 2 weeks, we saw the very, very best they could bring to the table. And today, unfortunately, they've brought their worst.
Yeah, and we backed him in to get it done, Sammy. But today it's just been a bridge too far. Of course, North Ballarat in the final game of the home and away season had to win that. And then Sebastopol and Melton over the previous fortnight. Right foot kick from Sparkman. Beautiful kick into the breeze. Got it towards true half back. Swarm of players around the ball. Finally comes free. Opportunity here for East Point. They go forward. Waiting down at ground level there was Kenny. Can he break the run of points? He can! No pun intended. Liam Kenny gets his first. And so indeed do East Point. 1-8-14.
And I can hear the hallelujahs from here, Todd. They've got one between the big sticks.
They trail North Ballarat 9-10-64. Tick over 5.5 minutes gone. Final term here. Live action from City Oval via the Red Onion Media Group and the BFNL Match Centre. 1
down, 10 to go, Toddy.
Indeed.
That'll be the only thing on their mind. Of course, at East Point, they need to have a historic final term to come from behind and win this one. McCallum wins it down, riding at ground level, unable to gather. And the stalemate in the middle of the heart of the City Oval will continue 9-10-64 to 1-8-14. Liam Canny finally busting the damn wall and getting on the score sheet.
That one by Van Meel to another aerial contest. Knocked back in the North Ballarat direction. Weight of numbers around the footy. There's a player hurt in the middle of the ground for East Point. Keep an eye on that, Sammy. Loose ball opportunity here for Loader. Firing the hand pass over to Polkinghorne. Can run into an open goal. And he might have snuck it through. He has. They like it, North Ballarat. Their 10th of the afternoon. The response emphatic. 10-10-70 now the Roosters. They lead East Point 1-8-14. We're back to a 56-point ball game just inside 7 minutes final term.
For the inner child, an East Point fan, they might have the smallest glimmer of hope. Well, that's gone down like a wet sail. The instant response from Polkinghorne. He's, for mine, best on ground this afternoon. He's second of the day. And getting back to the player that was down in the middle of the passage play, it was Matty Johnson, of course, bottom of the pack. Caught one in the solar plexus. And he's back to his feet, though. So he's a tough, hard customer, of course. The inspirational captain on cue, trying to come away with it for East Point. Look where handbars there from Loaded of riding. Was flat-footed. Was going nowhere. Another ball up in the middle of the City over to restart.
Yeah, repeat stoppage at all centre bounce today has been the theme of the afternoon. Tap one by Van Meer. Went to centre wing. Taylor knocked it further towards Wilson, who got it to Van Meel. Right foot kick out the Jeffrey direction. Zerrett bounces over the line for a boundary throw. In territory gain at least for the Kangas. Outer side half forward. They trail by 56 points. Near 8 minutes gone in this final term.
So we get a ball in between half forward and centre wing on the outer side for East Point. McCallum at the front wins it down. McCartan at ground levels over to kick towards centre wing. Fraser had moments. Going to be a good player in a few years. The young kid, still over with the 19s, goes laterally and finds Gangley, who bites one into the middle, which is what they have to do. Howard had to sit and wait, able to gather, dumps it from the heart of the City Oval, right down the ideal do. Looking for Robinson at full stretch, couldn't get there. Ground levels, Taylor, right foot snap incoming, is offline and misses everything out on the full, and no score registered.
Yeah, that would have been reward for a hard day's work for Taylor.
Yeah, JT definitely being amongst the best for the Kangas this afternoon. Two-time premiership player can hold his head high going into the showers this afternoon.
So East Point in the under-19s going through to the grand final next week. Sebastopol in the reserve grade, heading for a meeting with Sunbury after a win today. And it's looking like North Ballarat here at the seniors en route to City Oval next week for a meeting with Darley. Troon was met front on against Filmer, who hasn't enjoyed the getting off the leash as he did last week, Filmer. So it'll be Troon, who's accumulated again well today. He went short and the kick found Lamb. He has ball in hand. Now he goes by hand to Nash. Kick across the body. It was Brumley Lynch originally, in fact. And then it ended up in the hands of Loverson. Lamb pushing forward. So Loverson went back to Nash. Just got the handball received but didn't know what to do with it. So he just hacked it forward. So not a great deal of premeditation there from Nash. So the ball will come back to Johnson. He finally gathers, but there's a swarm of North Ballarat players after the East boys. But showing pace there was Ganley. Took a bounce. Drew the man. Got it to Jeffrey. Back to Ganley. Been good. Hair pass over the top. Sat okay for Whittaker. Ran out of room. Just threw ball onto the boot. Bouncing ball. Knocked through for a rush behind. So East Point denied again, but they get their 9th behind of the afternoon.
Could only clap that play and try and endeavour from Harry Ganley. Just took it under the arm, had nothing to lose, and got the handball received as they went inside 50. I mean, you mentioned it in the call there, Todd. He's tried his guts out this afternoon, despite being on the end of so many balls coming his way inside defence. High ball from North Ballarat will go towards the outside, and out on the full is the result. So an opportunity for the Kangas to get repeat entries and dump this one inside forward 50. They'll be looking long to the likes of Robinson. They pull it in the kick instead. Whittaker in the hole will take the mark. He'll line up from 40 on a tightish angle to work with, the number 14.
Yeah, it was Ganley again with the forward 50 entry there for the Kangas. So insert him into the best players in a losing preliminary final side. His endeavour's been terrific. He's been under the pump for the most part. Just weighted possession with North Ballarat all afternoon. But a shot on goal here for Whittaker. Another chance. He's 30th of the season. To cap a good season. But he's gone off to the right through for another minor. They're 10th of the afternoon. So if they've matched anything of North Ballarat's on the scoreboard, it is the behinds column. 10-10-70 North Ballarat. East Point 1-10-16. A 9-goal ball game. 11 minutes final term.
Long ball to the outside by Loader. High fly up there by Glover arriving late. Couldn't clunk this one. And seeing our play. 3 goals for the afternoon for Sam Glover. Has been important in his first outing against East Point for the season. A couple to Polkinghorn and 4 to Jamie Quick. Leads all multiple goal kickers on the ground thus far. As we get the ball back in. Van Meel gets hands to this one first. Quick on cues. Kicks partially smothered as it goes out towards the boundary line. Umpire on the spot calls it well and says it was touched off the boot. And we'll get a throw in between half forward and centre wing. Virtually opposite from our broadcast position here. Live in the preliminary final at the City Oval.
Van Meel and Loverson to contest the ruck duel. Van Meel with front spot, nudged under the footy. Tap one there by McCullum. Shark ball goes forward for East Point. Tumbling attempt there by Robinson. Couldn't gather. Loose ball. Good pressure there from the youngster to force the ball over the line for a boundary throw in. About 20 metres around from the East Point goal. So, tick over 12 minutes gone here. East Point kicking with the aid of a blustery breeze. You assume about 3.5 goals in this final term. There's the throw in. Tap one by McCullum. Swarm of players. Carey, one of those. Knocked off the footy. Just waiting there. A scrum of sorts behind Carey. The umpire will come in and effect a ball up. Near directly in front. 20 metres out from the East Point goal.
So East Point close out the afternoon with a few goals. Something to finish their season on with the high. The tap downs in towards a dangerous area, but Arts is in the way and wrapped up immediately by Jeffrey as we'll ball things up. Still about 25 metres out from goal. Almost 13 minutes now played in this final term at the City Oval. Umpire clears a bit of space to get us back underway. Fisted down by East Point. They try to react at ground level. Umpire says there's a hold and a free kick, and shot on goal is coming up. It's in the right hands for East Point. Opportunity for Toolman directly in front, 30 metres out.
So Toolman, chance to kick East Point second of the afternoon with shot on goal directly in front. Proppy approach, nonetheless effective. He's put it straight through, Toolman. So East Point, both of their goals coming belatedly in this final term. 2-10-22. They trail North Ballarat 10-10-70. Much to the applause of the East Point faithful who've stuck the journey today. And a busy day and a good day for the club.
Yeah, certainly right, Toddy. Man, of course, East Point had 3 sides in preliminary finals this afternoon. The 19s did it in a convincing fashion. The reserves couldn't hang on in an nail-bite against the Maspol. And unfortunately, their seniors this afternoon just haven't brought their A game against North Ballarat. And trail, as you said, by a commanding 48-point lead here in the midway through the final term.
Ball up in the middle. Tap one by McCullum. Grand ball opportunity. Shark there by Leonard. Went off the side of that preferred left. Tumbling ball out to a vacant half-forward line. Leg break ball bouncing favoured Carey in the end. He got it to McCartan. Fired the hand pass over to Bromley Lynch, who couldn't keep it in. Ran out of space. And Fumble saw it over the line for a throw in. On half forward, outer side of the ground for North Ballarat, who lead commandingly here. A 48-point advantage near 15 minutes gone final term.
Back on the way here with Van Meel getting to the front of Loverson. Ball spills at the back dome, beats both ruckman. Arts at ground level showing some promise. His hand pass couldn't find its target in the end. Lamb made it better as he dumps it inside forward 50. Fraser with the spoil first, then the gather. Will dump it off half back with a high ball towards the outside. But it's out on the full. He's hurried as he went to kick. An opportunity for North Ballarat against the breeze to rebound in the hands here of Ned Nash. With a short pass to the lead of Arts up to meet it in between half forward and centre wing.
So, of course, East Point still with 5 players out there today eligible for the under-19s. North Ballarat with 2 of those. And they're on half forward outer side of the ground. McCartan not in a hurry to move the ball on. 15 and a half minutes gone into this final term. The time he's taking, he reckoned he was going to have a shot, but he's a mile away. So he goes into the defensive pocket. Players set themselves. No mark taken. Ground ball opportunity here. Crashing through. Chance for Quick. The evasive Quick. Can he get onto the right? Dropped it. Got away with it. Nearly the infringement on Troon. Umpire let it go. Blinded by the traffic will come in and affect the ball up 30 metres out from the North Ballarat goal.
Just every time he has the footy inside 50, Jamie Quick looks to wheel and deal to that right side and looks ever so dangerous to score every time the ball's is in his hands. Out of the Iraq, McCallum took it. Just handled and hoped more than anything. East Point with the numbers here to lock things up. Nice tackle applied by Arts inside forward 50. Will hold it up 35 from goal. 10-10-70 leads to 10-22. You flip the scoreboard there, Todd, and we'll be in for a thriller. In the end, it's been a bit of a fizzer to close things out here at the City Oval.
Indeed, tap one by McCallum. Shark there by Fletcher. Low to kick to the goal line has been cut off there by Howard with ball in hand. He can go short. He will to Lovic. He'll mark unattended. Lamb stands the mark. Lovic with the risky kick to halfback. Free kick. Umpire didn't pay it. They got numbers here. North Ballarat hand pass meant for Sparkman. Missed him. Conceded with a hand pass. Found Loverson in the end. His kick was poor. Awkward. Fell into the hands of Whittaker. Well, he matched Loverson's for awkwardness. And the umpire says, look, if you guys can't sort it out, I will. And he'll ball it up on the attacking side of the middle of the ground for East Point.
Yeah, as soon as Whittaker picked it up, he looked forward, and the only man home was Ryan Hobbs. He's like, well, I can't just kick it to him. So he tried to manufacture something, and in the end, created the stoppage. Opportunity for North to send it forward. It was ricochet between a few players. Quick hands was nice there by Gangley. Comes out here towards Howard on his non-preferred side, but shows his adapts with a nice chiselling pass at full stretch on the juggling attempt. Marks taken by one of their only goal kickers today in Tillman. He'll play on immediately and thump it inside forward 50. Looking for some late magic from Robinson. Second by Cherry, got it.
Nice grab from the youngster.
He's got a great set of hands and just something that he can take into the work. And he's been well held all afternoon by Ryan Hobbs and did all the homework during the week on him. Didn't allow him at full access at the highest point. This time couldn't stop him. And on the second by the Cherry, as I mentioned, was able to bring it down. And for the first time today, of course, with only 2 goals, hard to say, they might be able a chance for back-to-back goals. Robinson to come in directly in front from 40 and steers it to the near side for a blemish.
11 games, 20 goals for the youngster, and he's missed a few today. He hasn't had his kicking boot on at all with minimal opportunity. And that's been the story today for East Point. 2-11-23, trailed North Ballarat 10-10-70. 47-point advantage to North Ballarat. So it'll be North Ballarat and Darley next week right here at City Oval. Let's hope the weather can hold up for another week. But who knows? It was an overcast, terrible day last year when we saw Melton and Sebastopol. The kick-in's been marked there by Walsh on half forward for East Point. Can lower the eyes, he does. Jeffrey had to stop and prop under it. Tillman came, went through the hands. Whittaker gathered, was tackled and pinged for holding the ball. So again, just no real connection forward for East Point today. And on the flip side, North Ballarat have been very accountable behind the ball in their back half.
Skelly's wobbly kick was almost a poor one to Nash, but he marks it just before it went out on the full. So then Nash off a step, trying to go inside 50 with the pass. It was a poor pass, and Martin's all for a retake here for Whittaker. Off to Taylor, right foot snap, near side again, and a minor score from him.
Their 12th of the afternoon. 2:12.24. East Point trail North Ballarat 10-10-70. 20 scoring shots to 14, but 46 points separate the two sides. 19.5 minutes gone in this final term here. Just time to play out. That's all that's left as Sparkman goes for that all too familiar long raking right foot kick. But again, Walsh, who's taken a few, well, it might have been Van Meel now with Paul and handles it. Goes with the right foot kick into attack. Players set themselves. And Hobbs again with the safety of the boundary line. Thumps it over the line for a throw-in. 35 metres around from the East Point goal.
Officially time on in the final term. 46 points the margin. East Point, well, another goal would see them eclipse their lowest score of the season thus far, which was early in the year against Sunbury when they were wiped off of the park at Clark Oval. I called them that afternoon and saw what I thought was the very worst they could bring to the table. Today, he's made me question those thoughts. North Ballarat been well in control, been played on their terms all afternoon. It's been an arm wrestle, it's been contested. It's the way Brendan McCartney likes it. Back on the way inside 50, dot on the move to get one high. Umpire said no. And North Ballarat able to bring players to the contest in the forefront once again to lock it inside their defence. 10-10, 70 leads 2-12-24.
North Ballarat led by 31 at quarter time, 35 at the half, 56 at three-quarter time, now 46. Ball up, tap one by, might have been Van Meel, it was. Shark there by Sparkman, kick smothered by McDougall. Another chance here for East Point. Hand pass hopeful through traffic, found Conlon. It was bailed up by the North Ballarat defence and pinged in the end. And the free kick's going to come back to Ryan Polkinghorn, and he'll take that holding the ball free kick reward for that tackle. And he'll get North Ballarat out of defence and not for the first time today.
I'll be happy just to share it inside their back six. Short ball to the designated kicker, if you will, and Sparkman gives it back to Polkinghorn, who'll come broadcast side in the end. Right foot kick's a good one, should find Nash. Had a bit of it in the final term. That kick's a good one. Finds Scally, who couldn't give it back to Nash. Running past unopposed, and chisels one towards centre wing with a good pass to Loader. Marks a full stretch, gives it off to Polkinghorn, who's started as a fullback and continued the run. Sends it towards inside 50. Should be marked by Leonard, or he could have left it for McCallum. Didn't either. Ball still alive. Robbie Lynch off to McCallum. Now Lamb. Joe the Goose over the top. Quinlan with the snap. Near side. Minor score.
Riley Polkinghorn, he'd be disappointed with that. He was terrific with his work rate. The second link of the chain, his kick inside 50 was terrific to an uncontested mark, and it was put down, but ended up in a point. So the reset for East Point, kick out of defence was long. They waste no time into the middle. Leonard could have been held without it. Umpires paid a throw, actually. It'll go against Leonard. But they waste no time sending the ball forward. Advantage paid. And the mark taken there by McDougall, who turns and goes forward to Whittaker. And Whittaker gets his first of the afternoon. And East Point get their third, albeit belatedly. 3:12:30. They trail North Ballarat 10-11-71. 41-point ball game. 23 minutes gone, final term.
Yeah, all a little bit too late for East Point, of course, but they do eclipse their lowest tally of the season and get to 3:12:30 to 10-11-71, a 41-point margin in what's been a convincing performance for North Ballarat. Young Charlie Darabin's going to run in the ruck. One of the inclusions this afternoon, and with Stuart Cramry in the wings, has done himself plenty of favours in keeping his spot. As a high kick and clearance, the mark's taken there by Quick, just outside 50. Plays on, takes a casual bounce as he ran 1 metre, runs to 50 for the instant response, sprays it away for a minor score.
Yeah, another shot on goal from 50 into the breeze there from Quick. It'll be Loving to bring the ball back into play. The kick's okay and found Fraser. Future bright for East Point as he goes wide. Kick comes back towards Loving on the last line. They've got a bit of a 2-on-1 here. They want to be good. Fraser. Finally, the reinforcements arrived through Slater, who went short and steadied the ship for East Point. They waste no time. Tipping it over the top in the middle of the ground. Kick meant for McDougall. Went over his head. Ground level ball. Shark by Taylor. Went with a clever little ditzy little kick out wide there, meant towards Howard, but they kept running here. A run and bounce, kick across the body, kick meant there towards Jeffrey. Tired kick at that though, missed him by quite a way, and Loverson was quite happy to see it over the line for a boundary throw in.
He's done all the hard work for East Point today, Geordie Taylor. That time couldn't find the target, but would not be surprised if he's not listed as number one best this afternoon in the loss by Jackson Merritt. Boundary throw in favours no one. Johnston slapped it to the advantage of McDougall. Good shake and bake and hits the top of the square with a kick, trying to get Robinson in the back. Unable to hold on to the mark as it bounced through off his shins for a minor score.
3:13:31 East Point trail North Ballarat 10-12-72. 25 minutes gone, final term. Got a cloud in the sky today. Well, it was the cameo last week, the sun. It's been the star today. Here to hand North Ballarat, of course, with a convincing display. They're going to run out deserved winners here this afternoon with riding, ball in hand, left foot kick towards half-back. Players set themselves. Lovey couldn't take the mark, kept trying. Waiting at the back there was Bromley Lynch, who found quick, wasted no time with the right boot, kicked into the advantage of Quinlan. McCullum presented. They're a little indecisive there. Quinlan gave it back to McCullum, who found Arts on the left boot to an open pocket. Bounced favourably for Howard. They'll do the sweeping and get East Point out of trouble with a kick towards half-back.
It's all North Ballarat behind the footy. Troon trying to slap it to his own advantage. In the end, with the numbers, they kind of made a meal of things there, did North Ballarat, but might have won the free kick with the East Point player coming in, Toolman, to jump on the footy and dragged it in, said the umpire. McCartan will have it. We'll go wide and share it with Riding. How have you seen Jack Riding's performance thus far this afternoon, Todd?
Yeah, he hasn't been far away. He's accumulated well. I think his numbers will surprise.
Goes with a short pass there and finds the target. North Ballarat happy to possess things right in front of their coach's box and just sort of see it out from here, Toddy.
Yeah, Riley Polkinghorn put on ice. He's done for the day. He'll be right to go next week. So they send the ball inside 50 and over the Lancer, out of bounds on the full. But does give the camera the perfect segue to pick up the score here near 27 minutes into this final term. North Ballarat have led from go to woe 10-12-72. They lead East Point 3-13-31. It'll be North Ballarat v Darley next week right here at City Oval. The umpires picked out a 50-metre penalty, and it's going to bring...
I believe it's Dodd going to be the man to get us back underway, so... He plays on, uses that left side to come across the centre of the ground, but he's coughed it up. Walsh was the intended target, kicked in favour of him. Carey got it off there towards Nash. Towards half forward, McCartan will mark. Was looking to give it quickly, I think originally to Troon. Still can as he's got himself just inside 50. So Troon got it, plays on, thumps it towards the top of the square, looking for the big man, McCallum. Fisted away at ground level. They have numbers. The clever knockback in the direction of Quick. He left it for his intended target there in Riding. Maybe rode one high. Umpire said he might just drop the knees slightly and hold the ball as a free kick. And it'll go the way of East Point deep in the fence.
He was clever there, Riding. He actually braced for contact and got it, but was denied the high tackle by the umpire as East Point get out of trouble towards centre wing. Jeffrey had an opportunity to run on the footy before he got a bad bounce. Sparkman being good today. Find the hand pass out to Carey. Conlon dropped it. Good play there by Loverson as they combine by hand. North Ballarat to McCartan, who found Riding. Nice little timely hand pass. Found Carey, who endeavoured to stem the ship, and found Troon. Umpire made the right call, not paying the mark. He did well to see that in the end. Would have been that's going to be a free kick against Canny. You'd think.
Yeah, just a bit of frustration there from Liam Kenny. Just late in the game. Obviously didn't need to do it. Just probably taking out what's been a long season there on Nelson Troon.
Just picked another youngster to...
So Troon will get us back underway from the attacking side centre wing. Dumps it inside, forward 50. Looking for the big man, McCallum. Went with the one paw. Couldn't quite bring it down. Charleston, high up and under kick. Loader, unable to take the mark. Ball still alive inside 50 for North Ballarat. McCartan back to Troon. Got the hands free just in time. Charleston with the restart. Look away, hand pass found Wilson. He'll give it off. Opportunity here with Conlon. Now the hot hands towards Dodd. Desperate. Dragged it in. Shoveled it out. Taylor trying to cut his way through. Carey got him. Conlon now with it as the ball ricochets out. And the umpire says incorrect disposal. There's a little bit of push and shove comes into close things here as North Ballarat go inside 50 with a left foot kick quickly. Lovick got one over the shoulder. Free kick incoming for East Point.
I think both sides are wanting the whistle. Oh, sorry, the siren. They just about had enough here. Lovick will go wide to a vacant pocket. Tied kick. How will it sit? It does in the end for Filmer. He lowered the eyes and kick meant for Howard. Clean bowled him and then found its way over the line for a boundary throw in. So some tired possession in the latter moments of this final term here. It's North Ballarat who lead by 41 points.
Boundary throw favours nobody and neither ruckman get to it. Didn't call it back, so Riding will dump it inside forward 50 with a high ball. McCallum arriving late. Umpire on the spot pays some front arm contact backing back there. Was Walsh and was clearly infringed as he goes out the fence towards Truce half back. Marks taken by Taylor. He'll spread it towards the broadcast side. Just sits up for Wilson eventually, which it does. Goes with a short pass. Nice fist there from Loverson arriving late. Only goes as far as Wilson coming back into the contest. Now Nash to provide some support. Stolen by Wilson. You had a little purple patch towards full forward. Robinson couldn't take the mark. Whitaker dives onto the ground level. Polkinghorn wrapped up by Robinson. And about 30 metres out from the East Point goal. At the 31-minute mark of the final term here in the preliminary final, we'll get it, what could be the final ball up.
If the hands aren't on heads, they're on hips or on thighs. There's tired players out there dying seconds in this preliminary final. Ball up, East Point into attack. Tap one by Van Meel. Chance here, ground level for Dodd. Bailed up, ridden into the ground. Up by Let It Go. Chance for Jeffrey. Pot shot on at the goal, he's been offline today too, like many of his colleagues. And through for another minus score. 3-14-32 if you don't mind, East Point. Trail North Ballarat 10-12. 72. So 17 scoring shots to 22 somehow equates to 40-point separation on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and that's the thing with East Point. They'd be saying if we had taken opportunities, maybe it might be a different day for them. I mean, from the way of the possession of the game, North Ballarat deserving victors here, but something small that I guess the fans of East Point can take in what's been a up and down ride in season 2023. We've seen the highs, and now today we're going to start to see some of the lows. As a short ball of defence by North Ballarat will find the target in Arts. We'll be happy enough to just dump this long and high and take any more seconds off the clock. Decided to go short because he had a target inside. Defensive 50, and that siren here sounds and signals that North Ballarat have booked their place in the 2023 Grand Final. It'll be a repeat from last week, from the second semi-final. They'll meet Darley here live at the City Oval next Saturday afternoon.
Let's take a look at the goal scorers for the winners, North Ballarat. Jamie Quick finished with 4, Sam Glover 3, Riley Polkinghorn 2, and Jack Riding 1. So 4-3-2-1, making up at North Ballarat's 10 goals, whilst for East Point, all singles, all in the last quarter, to Liam Canning, Brad Whitaker, and Jake Tillman, on a day that looked a fair way out to be belonging to North Ballarat, Sammy.
Yeah, it's most certainly tied. They were very well drilled this afternoon, and particularly when they got those goals in the opening term and into red time, when they got into a 5-goal lead at quarter time compared to maybe a 2 or 3 goal. That's when you sort of knew they took the oxygen and the momentum out of the contest, and they didn't look back from there. Kept East Point goalless for the opening 3 quarters and deserving victors this afternoon in a wonderful defensive performance from North Ballarat.
So their 2 efforts with the breeze, East Point, they kicked 5 behinds in the second quarter and 3-7 in the last quarter to combine for 3 goals, 12 with it, whilst North Ballarat with the breeze kicked 8 goals, 5. So, yeah, big difference there, 3-12 v 8-5. So, actually, East Point had more scoring shots with the breeze, but again, efficiency cost them dearly. But, yeah, it's been a gallant campaign from East Point. It looked very unlikely in the latter parts of July and early August, but credit to Jackson Merritt and his crew for getting them this far. But onwards and upwards for North Ballarat to get another crack at the Devils on the BFNL's biggest day.
Yeah, most certainly, Todd. And with Stuart Cramery missing this afternoon, if available, he's obviously an automatic selection into the lineup. And I guess the speculation will be all week to see who will make way. for that position if he is available. But just to touch finally on East Point and East Point Football Club as a whole, to have 3 football sides this afternoon in preliminary finals, okay, 2 didn't make it, is a credit to the crew, though. They'll get around the under-19s next week. They'll have a big game against Sebastopol. And I think you can say for Jackson Merritt's last season in the footy department, big tick. He'll hand the reins over, the keys to Joe Carmody, who will do a fantastic job with what is a really good young group building here at East Point.
Yeah, he'll be just a little bit disappointed with the way it not only finished on a team front, but individually, obviously being sent from the field just before halftime. Didn't really help their causes coming from a long way back. Gee, it's really hard to play catch-up footy when, whilst you get 2 quarters with the breeze, when you are chasing in the second and final quarters, and it just seems like a much harder job than being the front runner, Sammy.
No, you're certainly right, Todd. And, North Ballarat, to their credit, I mean, they just grinded. They just won the arm wrestle. They were too powerful. The Stars all had their say in the contest, and they deserve to book their place into the grand final in season 2023. And we can't wait to call that action live next week against Darley here live on the Red Onion stream. Yeah,
looking forward to it again. Let's hope weather prevails, because a good day with good conditions will maximise the chances of seeing both sides the best versions of themselves.
Well called this afternoon. Todd Whelan, this afternoon Sam Young also bringing the action here live from the City Oval, whereas North Ballarat victorious, booking their place in the 2023 grand final next week against Darley. Until your company next week here live from the City Oval, it's a bye for now.